think, I mean, ready or not, we're live, and I'm really excited to talk about wrestling with you guys. I think it's been a while since we've had like a big group.
Oh yeah. I don't know how long.
I kind of want to talk about Brian and Oren. I mean, you Brian or yeah, Brian, you stayed late and we're cleaning up, and Oren, you drove back to Las Vegas. How'd you guys feel on Sunday waking up?
Oren,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
yeah, I was tired. I was pretty tired, but I feel like I don't know why. I feel like always at the end of these things, I feel like the end of the season too, like the weight of the season. So it's like it's always like a relief, but you're just kind of like drained.
I know that's how. Yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of felt that to some extent. What about you, Brian?
That's a long weekend. The production side of it is nuts. And you set up on Thursday. Um, you know, Lou and Paul do a great job setting things up for the mats, but us setting up all the gear and the computers and cameras and clocks. Yeah, it's a long night on Thursday, or excuse me, on Wednesday. But then Friday takes it out of you, and Oren can attest to it. The quarters are a long round, and we're sitting in that saddle, with the broadcast, and whether we got a little lava mic or our headsets, it's a long round on Thursday, or on Friday, and then come back and hit semis and finals on Friday night or on Saturday night. What the public eye doesn't see is it's the rolling up of all the mats and moving all the gear and getting two cameras setups and running the switch. So that's exhausting. But yeah, we are literally the last people out of the arena. We take the podium with us because the girls' podium is ours. It's Candy's, and then just packing up the head table and saying bye to all the big wigs. Alan and Lou and Cece Robinson. So. Then you get the ride home on Sunday, and then right back to work on Monday. So it's exhausting, but so worth it. So worth it. Easily the best state finals in my opinion in the last 10 years.
Oh, I agree with you
Wow.
100%, Brian. You guys are doing a great job. I listened to it, and it's like, you, Robbie, and all them, you guys are just, I mean, you know the action. I mean, you're on top of it, which is really great. So makes it for a better production.
And
You
now
got to go back and
you're
listen to Oren's intro. His intro on the girls finals was amazing. It was awesome.
Thank you,
I,
thank
I
you.
ended up watching I think a lot of the finals and some of the bigger matches like on my computer at school. So I had to keep the volume off so I didn't even hear you guys commentate at all. So I
Thanks. We
apologize.
appreciate that.
I know with Carlo, like I think we talked a little bit about it, but like I know for you, dude, like this is such like a big time for you to like just like take a deep breath after Saturday when we're done. Like, did you end up getting a chance to watch all the finals after? Like, you got a chance to decompress?
I walked back when 113 was going. So I think I caught like the last three or four maybe. But I did my normal thing. I hid, I relaxed, and then I walked back towards the end. I slept all Sunday. I had never ever stayed in bed almost an entire day, I think, in my entire life. So I don't know what was different this year, but I slept all Sunday.
You guys are theoretically lucky because you have a 10-15 minute drive. Oren, how long's your drive back to Vegas?
It was just under 4 hours.
Yeah, and same with us,
Yeah.
getting back to SoCal. And
That's
meanwhile,
brutal.
meanwhile, Al is just chilling in Idaho, just watching and laughing at all us having to drive home.
No, no, it's fun. I mean, the Idaho State Championships are difficult to watch because you got four boys divisions and one girls. It's almost like neutron generation. I mean, it's going critical over here, subcritical. I mean, it's just super critical.
Yeah.
Lot going on. I can't even absorb it all. So, nonetheless, then I'm watching California on my iPhone. So,
Brian,
yeah.
I know you're super humble. You really are. But how cool it is, or how cool is it, to be able to see a media pass with Simple Man Wrestling on it?
Dude, I mean, honestly, like Pablo's been getting after it, like by far. Like him and Al have been writing so much on our website, and they've just been just spitting out articles. And for Pablo to just be like, "Hey, can I do this?" I'm like, "Yes, like go do this. Like this is so cool." And I'm glad I got a picture with him. I kind of felt bad, like I didn't get a lot of chances to maybe talk to him as much as I wanted to, just because we're busy. But Dude, how I don't know. It is pretty cool that Simple Man Media was representing, um, with the media pass. So, I mean, honestly though, it's hats off to Pablo and it's hats off to Al. Both these guys just getting after it and writing it. I don't know. You guys are making this pretty special. So thank you guys.
I appreciate the opportunity. I started back in 1993 with Bill Grant with the California Wrestler when it was actually a newsletter. I had no idea what I was going to do. We built something pretty good, but like you said, things transition, things change, and other opportunities come. I think Simple Man is the future, and at the end of the day, between Pablo and I think he's written like 35 articles in the last
Wow.
month. I mean, he's motivated. I'm helping. I'm
Wow.
doing my Idaho stuff and Win Magazine. But at the end of the day, we're doing this because we have a passion for it, love. I mean, that it's to give back to the sport. So I just hope more and more people come to our site because we're going to try to provide that information, what's going on in the state and across the country.
And we're always
That's
looking
amazing.
for people too. Like if you're a writer, if you're a media guy like Oren, like I've been trying to get Oren to step up for like 2 or 3 years now. It would be great when he finally decides to join us. I feel like I told him this in person, but I feel like a girl that's been kind of throwing herself at somebody like over and over and over again, just like waiting for a shot. So Oren, be that lucky guy, man.
No, yeah, you're cute. You're convincing. I got you. I'm listening.
Willing and eager.
I'm coming.
So
Mm,
what's ironic, Brian, like you said, things evolve. It's evolved. I mean, I think this is one of the best site will be one of the best sites, whether it's podcasting, writing, stories, I'm sure will evolve. But at the end of the day, what we used to do on the California newsletter, when it was actually a newsletter, in a month we do in half a day. That's how fast information is flowing. It's really
Yeah.
difficult to keep up with it. But we can dictate what we do and we can't do. That's the beauty of today. We can pretty much produce whatever we want. I mean, with the resources.
And it's real time. I mean, I know on the broadcast for the boys, I was getting some text messages from you, from everybody at home. We were trying to figure out the Oakland Tech girls situation and kind of going on that.
Yeah.
It is literally real time evolvement. Yeah, it was crazy.
Mhm.
Did we get that squared away? Because I think Pablo sent me some data, and I don't know because I hear conflicting reports. I try to find Jerry Abbas. I mean, we can do a quick Jamie Joe Rogan right now and see if he was the first Oakland State champ.
He never
No,
he, he never
Derek
won it.
Adams, Calcimont, 1983.
Yep.
Wow.
Dude,
I
Al,
know
you're like
because he
you're
was a
like a
fellow.
Gemini,
He
man. You're
wrestled at
like
Chabot where I went, so he's from my age group. So yeah, he came out of Oakland, wrestled Bawa. We all remember Derek Adams, stud.
So
Al.
is she
If
the
we ever,
first girl state champ then
First
from
girls state
Oakland?
champion.
I
I'm that I don't know. It's from Oakland Tech, the two
think
Yeah.
she was.
sisters. Yeah, I think possibly. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Well, when she
Okay.
threw that headlock, me and Robbie were on the boys' mat, and I looked immediately over at Oren and Melinda, and you guys are going crazy when she gets it and she gets the win, and it was awesome.
That was
How
a
about
wild match with a couple of lead changes, right? I
Oren?
think she got put to her back at some point.
Uh, I'm trying to remember right now.
dang it, Oren.
Man, the matches are blending
Al,
together.
was it back and
Listen.
forth?
Let me look. Let me look.
Dang it.
I just saw her throw the headlock, and next thing you know, she gets the fall and runs off on the side
So
of
it
the
was back
mat.
and forth because she was losing the match.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think she might have, I don't know if she was winning or it was close. The girl she was wrestling, and I apologize to the girl if she's watching because I don't remember her name, but she put the Oakland Tech girl to her back at one point, and then she fought off. Like I was actually amazed she fought off because I was like, oh, match is over. Wasn't over. And then she got off her back and she threw that headlock.
Yeah.
No, she's tough. Her coach, Ashley Sherman, who's a Hall of Fame coach. Ashley's been around, I think, at Oakland Tech for over 50 years. I mean, when I was in high school in the early 80s, coach, he was a Greco stud back in the day, wrestled for San Francisco State. So I'm sure she learned that from him.
Will you find the information yet, boys?
I'm looking.
Hey, I have a question because I was looking this. I don't know if this is a wrestling stat or what. Is California a wrestling state? Is this our number one export now
Our number one export? Probably
compared to
not.
football, compared to basketball, compared to
Probably
all these
not.
sports? I know
No.
it beats football. I just looked it up today.
Beats football? How
Nationally
so?
ranked. Well, national rankings, we have 5 teams ranked in the top 20. So does football, but our teams are ranked higher.
We got a number
What about
one.
our private teams?
I think it includes private teams.
Does it?
Private
I
Yeah,
feel like
schools.
California has like a crazy system
because
for
modern day didn't have a great. They were ranked like seventh, maybe nationally. There's
St.
like
John Bosco
three.
is normally up there too, right?
It might have been Bosco too. Yeah, I think Bosco and modern day were in there, and so the private schools are included.
So, Carlo, I mean, just this year alone, of all the medalists, 112 medalists, almost 60 of them have All-American honors, one or more. And I think up to about 12 kids either placed at the Pan Ams or were on the world team. So, not too many states have that kind of depth at that level, plus the five
Yeah,
teams ranked nationally. So, I'd venture to say that we're right up there in the top tier of all the sports.
I had to talk to the media a couple times before the state tournament, and one thing I found myself repeating was this year, if you place at the state tournament, it means something a little bit extra. It is a deep, tough state tournament, and there's just so many good guys. And I looked at the point spread, and usually there's kind of like these tiers. There was like one large tier all the way down to seven with Esperanza this year. They were all just really, really good, scoring a lot of points.
Most of their guys are coming back as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we
yeah, all these
predicted
teams
that
are just
last year.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what sport trumps wrestling in California right now. I know football does not. I mean, football's still really elite. They're great,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And I mean,
yeah.
I don't mean to like down talk it. I'm the number one guy for wrestling to be the top. I just think, man, those sports are bringing in so much money and producing so many like professional athletes that I would expect that they just get, have whatever higher production rate. But hey, if wrestling's gonna do it, it's gonna do it. Buchanan number one, then Powie says they're coming for it all next year.
Yeah,
Are they looking like we're gonna repeat as a probable champ next year?
Yeah, I think
Howie?
Powie loses like one or two.
Okay. Wow.
and
Yeah,
they
Poway
really
is a
they really
threat.
gained one too. I mean, don't get me wrong with Valdivizio, but
yeah,
Arsenio's not in the lineup there. Um, I don't know. Holman looked he looked really good.
yeah,
57's kind of gets, and we don't want to take anything away from Holman or Lewis. It kind of gets the bracket gets busted with Creason going down
yeah,
with his shoulder, but
That guy.
I can take nothing away from Holman or Lewis. They wrestled a great tournament, but Creason going down. But Bailey stepped up and wins that title, and Poway goes berserk, and it was great. It really was.
Yeah, Brian Poway has 9 returning medalists. Most of them are juniors.
Wow. Okay.
oh man,
Yeah.
It'll be, I mean, that's fun. That makes it interesting. It kind
it's
of gets
fun.
boring when it's Buchanan most years. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
good to
they're
see
gonna
another team step up, and our San Diego brethren will be happy to hear that.
hmm
and Buchanan only brings back four, maybe
Wow.
4 or 5.
Yeah, but they always seem to
They have
like
some
kind of
seconds that are
reload.
good too.
Yeah.
Jax Vang and a couple others. Yeah, they got
Mhm.
some guys riding the bench who are returning medalists.
Yeah, it's gonna be closer next year.
hmm
That'll be good.
I
Yeah.
wonder too, like at 13s you had was it Rios at
Yeah.
13s ends up missing weight at Valley. I mean, he's a potential champion,
Yeah.
scores possibly 30 points. I mean, you add that to the team score and possibly take away a few points from others, it's a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that was
Yes.
like the biggest hit because Bosco was a contender, and I mean not just a contender. Like them and Powie were in the hunt for second. I felt like most of the time, but they could have made a run at Buchanan, but not with losing guys. Same with Poway. You're losing guys. You're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, but if you're really looking at, let's say that he makes the finals, and you say that Arseni ultimately, let's say even if he takes third,
hmm
you're only looking at a net loss of 4 points, 4 to 6 points there, and they win by 10. So
Yeah.
I think Poway still takes second place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes it fun though.
Oh yeah.
it was a
Makes it
great
fun.
tournament
Oh
all the
yeah.
way around, a great tournament.
Um,
One thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
no, go Carlo.
I was looking at Al's statistics here, and great work, by the way. I appreciate it quite a bit. I didn't know Stockdale had their first medalist, but I
I
was drawn more towards the accuracy of seating. Um, Amazing job seating. Is it still Cho or is it now Wright doing the California
it's
wrestler
I
seating?
would venture to say it's Michael Cho does all the work. I don't know if Michael Wright helps out. I'm not sure, but that's a lot of Cho's work.
They do a couple different things. Obviously K&D running the bracketing. They'll do it. Todd Tomzak is still involved, as well as they heavily evolved Cho's rankings. But you're absolutely right, Carlo. We mentioned it on the boys broadcast. It was one versus two in most weight classes. And then for the top, I think there was only nine place winners that were outside the top eight. Now, Al, I'm sure you have that
So
stat just in the front of your brain right there.
so
But
historically, if you're ranked in the top eight, you have it's always ventured between 80 to 87%, but top 12, it's always been in the 90%. You have a chance of placing.
yeah,
So
Wow.
Yeah, we have a rounding error up to 95% this year, and last year was an astounding 97% if you're in the top 12.
yeah.
Just amazing job with the seedings and rankings.
It's
yep.
amazing.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, it really puts things in perspective. And again, it kind of just circles back to Al, dude. Like you do some great work, man. Like, and I think it really kind of just adds a lot of color, I think, to the story and kind of what these last few state tournaments kind of looked like.
Yeah, it helps to have Excel worksheets. I tell you what, you can put all the data in there. You can extract a lot of stuff you don't even see. So it helps out, makes it
Now
quick.
we just got to get you back here in California for at
I,
least the
I
state
mean, move
tournament.
here. I mean, I'm here. I've been here. Spirit. I mean, in spirit, I've never left. I mean,
I'm
I've been.
talking the state tournament,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Hey, brother, I was on my way and I was going to go see my family that week. My brother, we had some personal family business to take care of. He goes, no, we got to do it the a week before. I was on my way. So I missed out. I was like, ah. So maybe next year. That is the
maybe.
goal. Yeah.
If we, I don't know if you guys want to just go maybe just through each weight class and we can start at 106 and maybe just talk about some of like the big matches that we saw. Again, I looked at some of them and I rewatched some of the semis and some of the quarters, but I watched it with the sound off, so I didn't get to hear your guys' great commentary. So, looking at 106, like what were some of the big matches maybe that you saw early on in the tournament, or what were like some of the surprise stories maybe you guys maybe that you guys saw?
I mean,
I
I'll
personally don't.
shout out quick to Granite. Their 106 pounder made a run back to third.
Yeah.
He was seated or ranked eighth, and you can see in his wins, he wasn't just like eking out wins. He was pretty dominant. And I think he might have gave Bernabe his closest match of the tournament. I don't
Yeah.
exactly remember the score of the finals. Actually, I didn't watch the finals for that weight, so that's probably why I don't remember it. But I think he gave Bernabe his closest match.
It was
So
one.
shout out to, I think his name starts with an M, his last name.
Cash
McClure.
Oh,
McClure again.
McClure.
It was 11-0
McClure.
Yeah.
in the quarters.
And I wish the Granite boys were here right now to put a little shine on his name. But um, I think he was at 13s almost the entire
He
season. So
was.
that might have contributed to part of the wonkiness in his seating.
Hmm.
But he made a great run.
His third place match, I was sitting Matt's side, and it was impressive. Made all that way come back, and immediately you could see the expression on his face of just, hey, the job's not finished, but I'm extremely happy to come up and to move up the podium to third. He was super stoked. Him and Sean gave a big old hug at the end on the by the coaches' chairs, and yeah, absolutely, 106 was there. But you look at the finals, and Bernardi versus Silva for like the sixth time. I think it was their
Yeah.
sixth matchup, and dude, Bernardi just he took it to him. He beat him 12-1, and he
Because
was just
Silva won the matchup at Doc B, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
but no,
no,
no, no. He lost to
no.
Doc B.
Bernabe
Oh, he
won.
did?
He beat him
Yeah.
at the
It
small little tournament.
it was closer though, right? Their last match was so much closer.
Their
They were
last
all
match
one
was at
It,
point.
Masters and it was 6-3 in overtime.
Yeah,
Wow.
they were
yeah,
all
but
within
prior to
one
that,
point or one takedown, except for here at the state finals.
I was so
but I
shocked to
want
see
to
him go up so much
I want
this.
to say in divisionals, I don't know if you guys can pull this up, but see if you can pull up D1. I want to say Bernabe teched him.
Mm.
Teched him. I didn't stutter. Teched him in the finals. And then in the Doc B finals, I want to say he won not like comfortably, but he turned him and he had two offensive scoring sequences to where it was a semi-comfortable win.
I'm pretty sure. I have to pull it up, but
Divisionals was 10-4.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of the other Silva
Still
then.
though.
The other Silva got teched?
Yeah, the other that was
Oh,
Garza and
Okay. So
Thiago.
10-4. So he won 10-4. But I think in the Doc B finals, I think he hit a 4-point tilt at some point, and it was like a controlled
I can't
win.
remember.
Yeah, it was 6-1.
Bernabe's a
There you
freshman,
go.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of these guys are freshmen.
Yeah. So impressive.
Yeah. And that's a deep weight. Like those guys are all
Yeah.
nationally ranked. So like the Granite kid who took third, I think he had to beat at least one nationally ranked guy
Yeah,
to
he
get
did.
there.
The Luke Lauren from St. John Bosco. I was
Yes.
impressed with that kid. I was surprised he didn't do better fifth. I mean, I thought he would be in the top three for sure.
Yeah,
He's
I mean
tough.
he had a good match. Hold on. Who you
Yeah, he
say
lost he
Luke
lost
Lauren?
5-4 to Tallis. He had a super close match with him. I remember just kind of catching glimpses of it from across the arena.
Yeah, I mean I think back to the match now when I watched it, I felt like Lauren was able to get a takedown, right, and just couldn't really establish a ride, and Dallas was able to get out.
Yeah,
Dallas. Is it Dallas? How do you say his name? Dallas?
Tallis.
Dallas.
Tiago
Yeah.
and
You
Dallas?
you
Yeah.
pronounce the TH, the th?
I do.
I
Okay.
feel like I heard his dad say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll ask Israel when we see him.
But I think
He
Bernabe
pronounce it.
was the class of the tournament. His
Yeah.
his semifinals match just absolutely crushed Talavera.
Yeah,
And then did I have his quarters? Yeah, I think I had his quarter. No, his quarters were against Granite, and I didn't
yeah,
have that. But he beat him like 11-0. So
yeah.
he class of the tournament at 106, and he came out and they were on fire, man. Clovis had a good little run there, and especially they had to wait for a while because we started at 126
Uh-huh.
and wrapped all the way back around.
Yeah.
Put the
I
put
feel
the
like Clovis had a weird tournament where usually they overperform, but they actually underperformed at a couple weights. They still did well at like their heavyweight made the finals, and their 65 made the finals, which he had to get an upset to do that. But their 215, who I don't know what he was seated. I think he was ranked fourth most of the year though.
Yeah.
Um, he didn't place, and neither did their 90 pounder, who was ranked in the top eight most of the year. I think he might have been seated ninth though, but he didn't place either.
well,
Well, their little guys did really well,
yeah,
which led
Yeah,
into 13 and seeing Garza, jump up, hug his dad at the end, and that kid being in the state finals last year and then coming back and finally winning it. And that match was crazy because Murillo gets the first takedown, and you're like,
ah,
dude, he's just money. And
dude,
then
yeah,
Garza just came out up on top and eventually put it to him. I think he beat him by like 9 point. I think it was
Murillo
15.
looked so
yeah,
outstanding the whole
15-6.
tournament.
He
Dude,
did.
Yeah,
Murillo is one of my favorites. Like we run into him, Slam and Esperanza. We wrestled against him a bunch of times, and I remember one of my
he's
kids beat
freaking
him
good.
at Hamada, and then the next week he killed my kid. And I asked the coaches, "What's up with him?" And they were like, "He was hurt at Hamada," and it was pretty obvious. And so I was impressed with him. I was excited to watch him last year and this year, and excited to see him get into the final. But man, I felt like he had so many opportunities to just kind of like seal the deal. And Garza just always kind of kept himself in there, and then when he needed it, he got it. So,
But he
um,
kept putting himself in Garza's best position.
yeah,
Yeah,
That crunch cradle from the head inside single.
uh-huh.
and the way he would straighten his leg too, and that was absolutely done on purpose. He straightened the leg to be able to get to the cradle, and when he gets it, and he got it twice.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
now
7 point
Mario
sequence.
with Rios not in the lineup there, Mario stepped up for the Southern
yeah.
section, and we'll get to it, I'm sure. But what a tournament for Southern section! What a tournament for boys and girls in Southern section. Al, I mean, you can spit the stats on that one, but just an amazing run for the Southern section boys and girls.
No, no, they did very well. I mean, in fact, Southern Section would had 38 medals for the boys. Nearly
Crazy.
34% of their guys placed.
And what did Central have?
I mean, they
Central
got
had
more people
29.
though, Brian. It's kind of like apples to oranges. It's not quite the same thing.
No, I
You
gotta
guys
give credit
qualify
where credit's
10
due.
and Southern qualifies 10. We have this talk every year, but
Central wants
unfortunately,
divisions now.
We definitely don't have the same depth as Southern Section, and I don't know. So Southern Section loses Rios, we lose Creason, so that's a wash. I can't use the Creason excuse, um,
For
or else we would
sure.
have got 30. And no, Southern Section is just deep, man. Fountain Valley is outstanding. Esperanza is
Yeah.
outstanding. Bosco's outstanding. They're just so deep.
The
Yeah,
thing
they're
about
pretty
the other
good.
sections is like San Diego, it's Poway's bringing in 60 or something percent of the medals, just like the CCS.
Yep.
A lot of the sections are hurting. I got all the numbers and stats looking at 50 years, and it doesn't look good for a lot of the sections when it comes to numbers.
Hmm.
NCS is probably going to lose another one if they don't watch out. Northern's down to one,
So
I
what
think.
does NCS have right now? I know we're going on a tangent, but that's okay. But what is
No, I like
NCS
talking
is
about the
three?
data. Let's do this.
They had three medalists. They
So
needed to maintain four, not to lose one. So I don't know if they're going to lose one yet,
how
but
many qualifiers? They have three?
28 top two.
No, so top two qualify. If you go down to one, I mean, going to two already, I feel like kills your section. If you have three, like obviously guys can wrestle back and they can take third and they can qualify. If you go down to two, I mean, it kind of is like, all right, if I lose one, like, what's the incentive to
You have a
come back
true
and take
second.
third?
So if you take third
Oh
and
wow.
the person that loses in the final has not wrestled yet, you wrestle a true second.
Do you do that after
I
the
like that.
finals?
yep.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Were
I
the
think
were the
about
Lewis
eight.
brothers in NCS?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
up in Del Norte, up in Crescent City.
Is that
They
Northern?
dominated. They dominated. A lot of people didn't know who they were. I mean, some of the people that are not in the know. And I was like, no, this guy's going to easily win. They're like, what? And I go, you watch. Boom, they dominate.
Yeah.
I think White's a junior. Yeah, they were on fire.
So they're
So,
they're the NCS section saving grace this year. Without the
yes.
Lewis brothers,
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
one
Dave
placer.
Calkins. That's it.
And Calkins, yeah.
Oh
Calkins,
wow, they were represented well. They had two finalists.
yep.
Yeah. They had three medalists, 110
Okay.
high schools, 115 high schools. It's not good.
And and then one of the Lewis brothers, does he graduate? Does the bigger one
Yeah.
graduate?
Wyatt,
Thunder
I think
No,
Thunder's a
Wyatt,
Thunder is the
senior.
smaller one.
Yeah, but he's the
Okay.
senior, right? I'm pretty sure
I don't
Thunder's a
know.
senior and Wyatt's a junior.
Okay. And then Calkins graduates, Iowa
Yeah.
bound.
Iowa
Yep.
bound.
yeah, Thunder's the senior.
Yep.
Wyatt's the
Okay.
junior.
So they're down to one returning medalist, and I don't know how many round of 12ers they had. But like you said, Al,
A few.
NCS is what's that? They had a few?
Yeah, they had a few. I think Cameron Jackson, I think Bronte from Granada. They only had a few, and I think there was a kid from Ukiah up to 15. So there wasn't many. I mean, they
Okay.
got, yeah,
And
it didn't look good.
Brian,
ouch.
it's your show, but do we skip 120s and save it to the end?
I mean, I want to talk about my boy Isaiah Cologne from Mount Whitney, dude. He gave I like
Oh
Garza a
yeah.
lot. I like Garza a lot, but Carlo actually pointed this out to me. I think we were in the box, so like we couldn't really see it. But he's like, your boy Garza is like he's struggling right now. He just got taken down. I'm like, what, dude? Like, no way. And I went back and watched the match, dude. Isaiah got to Garza like multiple times. Or like once he got in, just popped his hips, but they went out of bounds twice. I think once from rear standing, and then once just Isaiah just got in super clean. But he's a senior at 113s, and as a junior last year, he went 3-2 at 106. And he ends up, I think, maybe getting two scores on Garza. But
8-3.
there ends up being a sequence where Isaiah ends up jacking up his knee, and then he takes injury time. And then I think I can't remember if he ends up going down or something like that. And Garza ends up getting a turn, and in this turn, Isaiah takes injury time again, and then now Garza has choice. And I really wish like Isaiah was able to kind of continue the match because it was competitive and like Garza was legit. I think kind of taken it back a little bit, but I don't know. Not to take anything away from Garza, like I'm a big fan of Garza and his family, but dude, Isaiah showed up like ready to compete.
That was the second round,
If
right?
any
Round 16, yeah.
Yeah.
if anybody watched that match, Mount Whitney was putting on a blueprint of how to wrestle Garza. You don't finish at the legs. I mean, maybe you have to have a certain skill set, but he kept hitting legs and going immediately to the body. He was finding a lot of success and just not wrestling on the mat with him. I mean, just stay off the mat. And Garza was able to put it in his spots and kind of flip the result. But it was very interesting for most of the match. I was glued to it.
I mean, Murillo got in some really good leg attacks, but then like just was not quick to finishing. And then once
Yeah,
Garza was
no
able to kind of
angle.
establish
Yeah,
himself, it was like you're cooked, bro.
He got that
yeah,
first takedown and then just couldn't
Yeah.
finish after that.
yeah.
Um,
You gotta blow through your finish on Garza, or else you're not just getting taken down. You might be going to
Yeah.
your back.
Let's
Yeah,
move on.
All right.
Esperanza. Yeah, wow.
Hey, oh, real quick, I know Pablo had written an article where he talked about like what the toughest weight class is. I mean, I think 38 says like the most returning placers. But if we look at like the best guys in the tournament, we got three super high level guys at 120s.
Hmm.
Did you guys have like picks coming in, like who you thought was going to end up taking it?
it was definitely in the group chat for sure, and I was very open about it. I think the way Rockland absolutely scrambles and has no fear of going underneath and catching ankles, I thought that that would be a problem for Sammy. I did think that Sammy would get there over Henry, and I think one of the big things is Sammy's a smaller 20 pounder and Rockland's a bigger 20 pounder. So it would have been great to see what they actually weighed coming in right before the match. But I would assume the last, they made weight in the morning, but I would assume Rockland was at least, 135 and Sammy kind of still in the 20s. But yeah. Um, I thought Rockland was the class act. I think he's the best wrestler in that weight class, if not in the country. I know he's ranked number two, but he's a stud at 120. So
He's
the
going to
weight,
what, Oklahoma State?
Yes,
yeah.
Oh
sir.
yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
Oh, that big class.
neutral danger is a little bit different in college than high school. And if it was freestyle, okay. I think maybe Henry and Sammy have a better run at the freestyle circuit than Rockland. And I don't want to take anything away from Rockland's freestyle abilities, but what a match. I mean,
I don't
and,
know, man. Rockland's a gunslinger. He
he-
played it a lot more conservative than what I thought he was going to play it. But he's out there throwing duck unders, the lat drops usually, and pass bys, the lat drops. Usually he's doing some crazy stuff.
but
He played
he
it pretty
knew
straight this tournament.
Yeah.
He knew Sammy's bread and butter is his carry, and he can get it to from
Yeah,
an over tie or an inside tie, and he stayed out of that for the most part.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
yeah,
until the last 30 seconds that Sammy was able to get to that tie, and he gets in on a shot, and Rockland's got to go crazy.
Yeah.
Even though that Sammy was down three, Rockland, you could tell he scouted it. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to stay away from the ties and get into a scramble position, and he came out on every scramble and was up 4-0. And then finally uh, staves off that last takedown attempt for sure.
I'll say this and what I saw in their semis between Henry and Sammy, and a little bit with Rockland and Sammy in the finals. These guys are getting to their feet, and they're just like mat returning and rolling way too much. They need to get to their feet and stay on their feet. Like understand, like you don't have any pressure
yeah,
to go back down to the mat. It was kind of frustrating.
I'm a
yeah.
huge fan and proponent. Like I don't know if the referees can get there, but neutral danger in high school's got to come soon. I think
I don't
that's
know, dude. You gotta bring the challenge to like imagine adding a challenge brick to all that as well. Like if we're gonna start adding stuff, I know like I was actually for it initially, and Carl was like, dude, do you really want to start adding more rules to these refs? It's like where they're just gonna
No.
add another thing that they have to worry about. I'm
Exactly.
like, yeah, you're right.
And
But
high school kids too, they're gonna I've always thought like riding time would be so cool, but I start thinking of the lower level high school kids. It's like there's no way.
No,
No
no
way.
way.
Maybe implement it in
I
like
would take
finals or
neutral
higher
danger
level
before riding
matches.
time.
I'm
Huh?
right there
Yeah,
with you, Carlo. 100%. Riding time is so difficult. Not only do you have
you can't do it.
Neutral danger is even more difficult.
we have high
Way
school
more
kids.
difficult.
You have high school kids working most
yep,
of the score clocks at like
Yeah.
95% of the tournaments.
yep.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Dude, they're
no
gonna mess
riding
that
time
up
logistics.
constantly.
The riding time
Oh yeah.
logistics is so much more difficult to dial in at like local tournaments. Even your bigger tournaments, it's going to be so difficult to dial in. Neutral danger, I don't think is as hard as dialing in riding time. Um,
I agree.
Well,
I actually
like I
go
get it
ahead,
into like the
Owen.
score thing, but implementing it into like you're telling your lower level kids, hey, you got to do this. Now think of this. What do you think they're going to understand more? Riding time or neutral danger?
Oh, coaching it, yeah, coaching it would be
That's what I'm
probably
talking about,
easier
the
in
actual
riding time.
implementation of like
Yeah,
how it's affecting the kids on the mat. Because that's
yeah,
what
I
really
agree with
like
you on that.
tournament implementation, you can do it. People get used to it. We have a 3 point takedown. Everyone's used to it. That's fine. For me, it's like, what's it going to look like? Someone's going to get used to riding time. People are just going to get extra points all over the place on some kids. But with neutral danger, you have all these scrambly kids who don't know how to scramble that well. Now they're starting to give up takedowns
I,
and give up swipes and give up near fall.
I
And
actually am more worried about the refereeing with neutral danger
oh
than
yeah,
the
me
coaching
too.
aspect. I
Me
think the
too.
Yeah,
coaching
and
aspect will be easier than you think.
that's the
Um,
toughest part is
yeah,
okay, maybe at the state tournament, but you can't just separate the state tournament from any other tournament. You got to have it
Mm-mm.
all season.
Yeah.
And I don't know if NFHS is going to go to those rules, but I don't know.
I wouldn't mind neutral danger,
I agree.
but I mean,
Um,
I
I can
just
see it being
don't.
a fiasco.
Yeah,
but
it's just that
Brian,
they can't do it. They can't manage it.
your break
Yeah,
comment, Brian, being able to throw a challenge. I know Nebraska is the first state to pull this off, and they do it in their state
I
tournament where
want
they
that brick.
have replay. So the question
Here's
is
the thing. Well, go ahead, Brian. Finish your thought. Sorry.
number one, it's not an NFHS rule. Okay. Well, if it's not in there, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. And Nebraska's done it. So if it's a situation where we get to the state tournament and we do have live replay, if you're looking at the logistics, it's super simple. It's one
Hmm.
button on a computer and you can go back and you can look at it.
Yeah.
The question is it going to be for the whole tournament? Do you get one challenge? Like Nebraska does one challenge per wrestler,
Hmm.
and that's it. Now, if you win it, you keep it, of course. But what's the logistics behind that? It'd be interesting to see. Okay, well, if we get to the state finals and the top two guys, and now you have your challenge break one per wrestler, I don't know.
Here's an
Something to
interesting
debate.
statistic that maybe Al knows offhand. Al, and if you don't know this, maybe you can look into this. What is the average time span it takes during a challenge? Like how many seconds, minutes does the average challenge take?
At the collegiate level, I don't know the exact number, but just based on what I've seen, it seems like about a minute or two, depending if they have the
Okay.
guys upstairs that are looking at the NCAs. You got the eyes in the sky looking at it, and they're looking at so at least a minute, minute and a half.
So theoretically, I mean, I guess it depends on how many kids you qualify. So we'll go with Frontier. We qualified 9 boys. So you're looking at a 9 to 15 extra minute added to the tournament for just our team.
You're
Is
not
that
wrong, but they're only
logistically
doing it for the finals.
untenable or is it manageable?
Oh, they're only doing finals?
Correct. That's my
Oh,
assumption.
okay.
That's the way I read
Oh,
the article. It's just for the state
Okay.
finals.
nice.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
thing is, I would say that they should implement it how NCAA's does. And I don't know if they do it by amount of qualifiers. I don't think they do, but I think each team gets three.
Yeah.
And I
But
get it.
then you
It's
have
I'd
to
like,
love
keep
that.
track of that, and that's a whole nother thing. Who's
for
keeping track of
sure.
that?
But the thing is,
Brian,
like,
we're going to add that to your workload. You're going to keep track of
but
challenges.
he doesn't have to do it. They build it into the system. It's going to do it. It's about how the implementation goes on the mat. You can practice that and get that to work. It's just like, do we want to make the right calls or do we want to just like move forward as quickly as possible? And I get it.
Yeah.
This could slow down the process a little bit, but like these tournaments matter. And then maybe we just do finals or final semis quarters, and we limit it, and that would limit it greatly. But I think it's needed, and I think it needs to be a third party that reviews it. And I just think the whole goal needs to be to make the right call. That's it
I
from
mean,
both
I'm on board
sides,
I wouldn't
100%.
mind seeing this happen at like the Masters tournaments too,
for
where it's like
sure.
they kind of get the referees maybe get used to doing it and the coaches get used to doing it. I mean, I think about and when we kind of circle back to the finals, but you think about Paul Ruiz and Suraj Sadu in their Masters finals,
Mm,
Yeah.
there were some calls, which
yeah.
I mean, I love our referees, but golly, man, there was some missed near fall, and there might have been a missed takedown on the
Yeah.
side. You know, and the outcome of the match could have been different, and that would have possibly
Yes.
affected the state tournament, and possibly, you know, it has these ramifications that go into the state tournament. So I don't know. I don't necessarily like adding a rule just for the finals. I think if we're going to add it, let's add it the weekend before, so like coaches can get used to it.
I can't disagree with that statement, but I think you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, beta test it,
Exactly.
beta test it, do something,
Exactly.
You
I would say
mentioned,
a lot of coaches are familiar with it just by freestyle experience. But yeah,
Exactly.
there's probably a good amount of coaches who haven't experienced throwing a break and doing the whole process.
I mean, they do it at USA Folk Style State now.
yeah.
Jimmy, I think he was more annoyed with me last year, but there was a call where I threw the brick, and it was like it took like 10 minutes, and at the end I'm like, okay, now that's taken so long, I regret throwing the brick. I ended up being right, but it was a silly thing, that it didn't need to take 10 minutes trying to figure out.
That's on the
Well,
refs. That's not on you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude, the
exactly.
ref got mad at me after. He's like, "Why'd you throw it late?" I'm like, "Well, it takes me a second to reach down, look for it, and then throw it. You want me to have it in my hands, just waiting for you to be wrong the whole
Should have been
time?"
like, why'd you make the wrong call?
Yeah,
Dude,
whatever.
you started it.
So, Brian, I looked it up. It says based on NCAA rules and historical data from Division One wrestling, a formal in-match video review protest typically takes between 1 and 2 minutes to conclude once the referee begins the process. So there you go.
You were right there, Al. Yeah. We said
Yeah.
1 to 1. You were right there.
Yeah,
I
dude,
think
Yep.
Al is
logistically,
wrestling
if
AI.
he is wrestling AI, the L is actually the L is an I. It's not an L.
Yeah,
He's AI
I
Fontes.
agree.
Dude,
AI
that's a great
Fonte.
nickname. Uh,
That should be your Twitter name.
yeah, there you go. I think logistically, it is very reasonable if you're adding 1 to 2 minutes for a challenge. I think they should seriously look into that.
The way college does it is like amazing, but I like freestyle for some reason it's so much longer. I don't understand why.
More mats, usually a lot more chaos,
Yeah.
Three-man
a lot more things
mechanics
going on.
versus
Yeah.
one.
You got the whatever the side judge has to run across the mat.
But not when they
Yeah.
do video review, but I guess it has to lead up to that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
I
they
think
do
there's a
that
lot
with the
more
challenge?
subjectivity in freestyle too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't they do
we
that with the challenge in freestyle? Don't they all the refs meet at the head table?
Not always.
no,
Usually
yeah.
lately it's been like they'll have a center where someone reviews it and then they announce it to everyone what the
I mean,
call
you do
was.
like the bigger freestyle tournaments, they usually have a big screen where they'll project it on there so
Yeah.
everybody can
Yeah.
see.
Show us their work.
Brian, you circled back to Ruiz Sadu. I wasn't there and obviously didn't see the central section, but their finals match was so close.
So close.
And Ruiz just comes out on top.
He's clutch, man. I
He
mean,
knows he knows
that ride
yeah.
out at the end, I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
He's like Rock. They know how to win. These guys just know how to win, and Buchanan knows how to build guys that really just know how to win. It's crazy.
Now that weight class was absolutely nuts. Of the top eight placers, four were Southern Section guys. Again, I'm not plugging. Well, I guess I am plugging Southern Section, but to
You're
have the
biased,
two,
Brian.
100%, to have the two Central Section guys in the finals, 100%. But everything else, I mean, there were four Southern Section place winners. That was a loaded weight class for down south. Um, Now Ruiz is the cream of the crop, but I thought Thunder Lewis. Now, okay, is he a central section guy that just went up to the northern coast or the northern section? Okay, great, it is, but man, that weight class was it was tough. I mean, when you look down and you see a guy like Sean Wilcox taking fifth,
Yeah.
that's a tough weight class.
Well,
When we
you
talked
had
about,
Elias Castaneda and shout out Peyton Bolin sent me a message on Instagram. I put out a question like, hey, if you got anything that we want to include in the pod, send something. But he's like, yeah, you got to talk about Elias Castaneda from Bella Vista up north in Sac Joaquin section. But he ends up beating the Corona del Mar kid, Aaron Silva,
yep,
in round 16, and he takes out Sean Wilcox in the quarterfinals. I mean, Wilcox, I think, has been a really solid guy for St. John Bosco in the past couple of years. So.
Mhm.
The fact that he takes him out to kind of punch you on the podium. Both Silva and Wilcox get kind of their get backs, I think, on the backside, but pretty cool tournament for Castaneda.
they
Feel like
did
it's
it, and Wilcox came back and obviously beat him in the fifth place match, but good for Castaneda to take on those people and run the gauntlet to get there. Tough weight class.
No, Bella Vista, one of those schools back in the 70s and 80s, was dominating. I mean, they've been consistently producing kids since what, the 70s. So it's great to see Bella Vista. David Lee was one of the best to ever come out of that school. But I do have a question. Paul Reese from Buchanan. Was there a Paul Reese back in the 90s from Fireball that was a state champ?
2005,
Was
I
it
think it
Yep.
was.
2005?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yep.
no relation.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it, but I guess we'll never know. Or I
Now
guess we
all the
will.
Ruizes up there, there was like no relation between, um, gosh, who was the kid from Buchanan just a couple years ago with Ruiz? Uh,
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're not related?
I don't think so. I think they're totally two different families, from what I recall. But still, look at AI Fontes going back to Fireball in
Fireball.
2004.
This is another tangent, but Bella Vista, is that where Shane Tucker wrestled?
He lives
Yes.
out
I think
here in
so.
Idaho, my friend.
Shane Tucker. He went to Oklahoma.
Shane
Yeah.
Tucker. Yeah, he may have.
Yeah.
Tucker,
Got it.
What a
Jake
pull, Brian.
Briggs.
Good pull. Yeah.
He was in my weight class. That's how I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember. Yeah. Shane Tucker. Good pull. Oklahoma. Are we at 32s?
Yeah, let's go 32s.
Bezzy.
He's been the man all year.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see, Slater Hicks gets that little bit of a concussion kind of situation in the Doc P finals. And just when he hit his head and kind of wasn't the same sense, but he wrestled Besmer extremely tough in the finals. And um, the kid that I really, really thought had a great tournament was Vardanian,
Yeah.
the kid from Birmingham. He came through, had a phenomenal tournament along the way, had some close matches, and then finally gets up and takes third on the podium.
Jimmy's been very, very high in Vardanian, and I talked to him a little bit at Battle for the Belt, and he's like, no one's recruiting him yet. Like he's still kind of under the radar, which I think he's super talented. It would be a good pickup for somebody. I don't know if he's still under the radar, but if he's on the radar, great. If he's not on the radar yet, get him on your radar.
His match against Kale, against Humphreys, he was just dominant. Came out and took care of Humphreys. I thought Humphreys would give him a little bit of a closer match,
14.
but
Whoa.
Jimmy had his guys definitely prepared and a great showing for LA City
hmm
section.
hmm
And you got to
Yeah,
give
if
kudos to
Pablo
Jimmy.
was here, he'd be talking up LA City right now, big time.
Yeah. Well, I think Pablo had stated on there they had five placers, which is a record for LA City. And to be back to back, he had listed back to back top 10. That's phenomenal, doing a great job there. So kudos to Jimmy and the Birmingham.
No
The
other, no other
Armenians are
city, no
coming.
other city team's done that, right?
No other LA
No.
City or
No, yeah. San Fernando got close, I think, in the early 2010s.
yeah, back in 76, Oakland section had Oakland High School. Bill Grant had a team took fourth, but that was back in the days. It was like a 24-man bracket. You had to get carried. So that's the highest the city teams ever placed, fourth.
Hey, I know we're going out of order. I'm gonna break a rule here. We didn't talk about, and I only got this because of Al's statistics. The 37 ranked guy from Gilroy who placed at 113s. That's got to be like one of the lowest ranked guys in quite a while to get a medal at
Yeah,
113s.
Is
normally it's
that,
the
that's not
outlier
plunge
is
night, is it?
17 or 18. I've never
Yeah.
seen a person that, but we got to remember too, in Michael Cho's ranking, if you put all those people on a statistical graph, there'd be a major cluster between the 20 to 35 range. They're really close. There's probably not too much difference.
What was that guy? What was that guy
Yeah.
ranked? What are you talking about?
37th, 36. He was either 36 or not ranked. His name is Dominic Bazanik. He took
Oh
seventh at
no, Bazanik's
113s.
legit. So I don't. I'm trying to see. I don't think he wasn't. Are you talking about in the tournament? Like he was seeded 37th, or are you talking about he was ranked 37th?
He's ranked. He's ranked. I don't think he was seeded.
From Gilroy at you said 13s. I thought it was Bazanik at 32s.
It says here 13s, but that
Bazanik,
might
I think,
not be
is
right.
at.
Yeah, the number next to him was 37. So I don't know if that was just an extra spot or a ranking.
So he's
Yeah.
ranked
Oh, probably
18th.
just an extra spot.
He's ranked 18th, but if you look at how he's wrestled, so as a freshman was 4-2 top 12 at 106, sophomore 3-2 top 12 at 113. He was 3-2 last year, not round of 12. Like he's been there, and he's a
Yeah,
guy.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, no, he's been a guy for Gilroy for sure. So he was in the final rankings was ranked 18th in the bracket though. That like that wasn't like if you're outside of the top 16, you're randomly generated. Like I think it
Yeah.
had a random number next to
Okay.
Troy Seha for heavyweights, but that wasn't like his ranking going into the tournament. He just was randomly put into a spot.
That is
Yeah, I
the
should have
truth.
looked at that when I put this together. I just saw 37. I'm like, okay, he's just in that cluster.
AI Fontes isn't perfect, guys.
Not
In
yet. We're working on it.
in Flow Arena, when they only see the top 16, everybody else just gets assigned a
Yeah.
number, a
Yeah.
spot in the bracket
Yeah.
on the formula. But Carlo, I mean, still remarkable feat for him to come through and place.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he beat our guy Brian Miller, who is another guy I wanted to talk about. Um, Dude, he is like super impressive. Like Carlo had said, he's seen him before at Freak Show. I hadn't seen him before, but he's another guy. He's a junior at Palo Alto. Like he's a diamond in the rough. Like if honestly, I think he would do really well. Next year, and he's probably going to be a medal threat. But like if you're recruiting somebody and you're looking for diamonds in the rough, like I probably need to text Luke Smith about it
If
before
I'm
I
Luke
blast it
Smith,
on
I'm
the
throwing money
airwaves.
at him for sure.
I'm gonna text him right
Yeah.
now.
If
Put
I'm like,
money on Brian Miller,
yeah,
Palo Alto.
So, Brian, I want to say this.
if I'm Luke Smith at CSUB, go ahead.
Brian.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Hey, Brian.
Which Brian?
Not
Uh,
me.
yeah, Baptista. I want to say this out loud. Being that I've seen out of state wrestling in tournaments, even where I'm coming from, based on what I see in California now, I have a greater understanding. I'd say anyone in California making it state other than a few wrestlers are good enough to wrestle in college. I mean, I see kids in California going 2-2 in state that would definitely place in Idaho and probably get college offers. So I just hope more and more kids realize that if you can win matches in California, you're good enough to wrestle in college.
Yeah.
It's that tough. I
It's
mean, there's kids getting noticed in other states that wouldn't even place in our state or even get there. So that
Yeah.
just shows the magnitude of that one division.
I mean, I think honestly, like, and this was what's really cool about, I'm going to brag a little bit about Frontier, but just thinking about all of our seniors that want to keep wrestling after high school, like, that's probably the coolest thing is that they found a love for the sport. I mean, I was talking to like one of our kids who ended up not starting, but I was talking to his mom last night, and like, he's all about it, and he's like super excited about it, which is really cool. Because, like, if you would have maybe talked to him at the beginning of the year, talking about like 2 years ago, and I'm talking about Andrew Williams. Super big culture guy, and it's like really cool that he's interested in wanting to go wrestle at the next level somewhere.
No, you guys did good. Three placers is not too bad in California. I mean, I think the record for your school is four. I have to go back and look at my charts.
It's 4.
Four? Yeah.
I don't know
And
what it was either
I know they're not
2017 or
here,
2018.
but placing higher than Granite Hills in the team race has got to be some sort of satisfaction.
what did that end
It's
up?
no big deal. I
Where
mean,
did that
for
end
us,
up?
I mean, we're not
11 and
even keeping track of
13.
that.
No way. I love that it's that
Yeah.
close. 11 and
And
13.
by the way, close to rankings, right? I think we went into the postseason ranked around somewhere around there, right? So again, Michael
Frontier at
Cho, hats off.
69 points. You guys would get 69 points, dude. You two
That's
would.
right, baby. That's how I drew it up.
Now
What's
we won't
special about that number, Warren? It's just a
No,
number,
nothing.
man.
we won't make light of the situation, but Granite Hills lost some team points along the way
Oh, yeah.
through their wrestler. Unfortunately, got um, disqualified from the tournament, so lost some points along the way. But I still think Frontier comes out on top, and we got to set that three-way duel up, man. Slam
Right.
and Frontier and Granite.
I mean,
Let's do it.
Granite's been ducking us the last couple of years. I mean, we've made offers. We even went down there for a scrimmage with our club team at one point over the summer, and I was like, "Hey, you guys want to return the favor?" Like, nah, we don't really have a time for that.
It's it's been
Which
a
again,
one-way relationship for the last 2 years.
I
Unrequited love.
we put in all the work, you know. It's like I go out of my way to visit them, but it's like how often do they go out of their way to visit me, you know? And at some point, it's like we're friends, but sometimes you just got to cut ties, you know, if they're not willing to put into the work.
Look
Say.
at me, such a pot
Yeah,
stirrer.
is that why they're ducking the pod?
I'll keep the door open whenever they want to come back. They're always welcome. But it's no big deal if it's not a big deal to them.
I
I
do
don't take
feel
things
like they're
personally at
avoiding
all.
just the town of Bakersfield like the plague. I think that's more than anything else. They're just like, I don't want to go to Bakersfield.
And why not?
Most people, yeah.
Yeah, just the general ambiance of Bakersfield is not very desirable.
For some
Not sure
people,
about
I
that.
like it. I think it's a
Yeah.
cool spot.
I like it. Yeah, this is my home.
Dude, and we lived in the Bay. Like the Bay is pretty nice. You go to Santa Cruz, you go to San Jose, you're right next to the beach. I mean, I've been to Maui. Their sunsets are all right. I mean, you go to Santa Cruz though, way better.
You're comparing Santa Cruz to Bakersfield?
No, I'm also comparing
No,
Santa
to
Cruz to
Maui.
Maui. I put here's the top three: Bakersfield, Santa
Mm.
Cruz, Maui.
I mean, I get
Maui.
cruising the boulevard, but California Avenue is just not the boulevard in Bakersfield. Maybe if you go down Truxton a little bit farther past the
Union, you
Bass
got to get down to
restaurant,
Union.
you're golden. You're golden.
No, don't go that way. Go west.
Yeah, Union is where
Go
the
to
fun's
Allen.
at.
Hey, let's move to 38s
Yep.
because I want to talk about something at 38s that is Moses Mendoza put on a show
Oh my
in the
God.
finals, but his match against Orbetta gets
Yeah.
cradled. He's down 7-0. He's down 7-0. I'm on the other mat and I'm kind of
He's
doing the
that good.
broadcasting and I look over and next thing you know, it's 11-11. But for Orbeta, for Poway to put him in the cradle and possibly take him out. Um, Again, I didn't watch the full match, but he was down 7-0
That was his best chance to beat
Yeah.
him.
and came back
I
and
think at
I
the end of
Moses
the
saw it
third
Mendoza
period,
is so good.
11-11.
He can spot a really
Mendoza
good
gets a
guy.
reversal.
He can spot a really good guy 7 points and still win.
Yeah.
Just he just smoked through that tournament, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to say he scored like at least 10 points in the third period against is it Besmer? Is that what you were saying?
no,
Huerta?
No, or Besmer.
Huerta?
CJ, yeah,
Huerta, yeah.
No, in the finals.
Yeah.
Huerta.
It was like close. Like I think Huerta got the first takedown, maybe even, and it was close going into the third. It was still a match, and then Mendoza does not care. Like he's cutting you and getting more takedowns,
He let him
regardless of the
up.
situation.
He could have pinned him, but
Yeah,
he knew he had the tech, and he's like, "Yep, I'm done. I'm off the mat. I just won my state title." Like, and stands up. Just a
yeah.
dominant fashion in the finals. It was great, but I go back to that match with Orbeta. It was 7-0, and next thing you know, it was 11-11. I think he beat him 13-12 or 14-12.
14-12. And
He
they pinned
pins
him,
him.
actually.
Did he pin
He
him?
pinned him
Yeah.
with 25 seconds left.
Just
Almost was the Orbetta show, but hey, you got the
um,
champion of champions.
shameless
That's
plug,
cool.
but where's Moses Mendoza going?
Hold on. Let me do it right here.
Michigan.
Carolina, North Carolina,
Michigan. I'm a huge
That
Michigan
sounds
boy.
right.
Michigan.
Go
Oh,
Said,
that's why you
green.
asked that
of
question.
course I did. That's
Hey,
why I
Brian,
asked.
I don't know if you've noticed, but all the Michigan commits, like Asiklian and Moses Mendoza, all have like the block M on their headgear. They all
Yep.
have the Michigan headgear. Is that something that you think is planned or that Michigan does that intentionally?
I don't know. I think you see a lot more high school kids.
All the high school kids are doing it.
Watching Carini have
Yeah,
Virginia Tech on his side
Yeah.
was super cool.
yeah.
Um,
Huerta had the Rutgers headgear while he wrestled Mendoza.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
He had the
yeah.
They're
Arms
all doing
headgear.
like their
Yeah,
team and then their college team or whatever.
Do you think that's
yeah.
that's cool, or is that something that's like, hey, just wait?
I think it's phenomenal.
It's
You're
super
I think it's
cool.
you've
cool.
earned the spot.
Yeah,
You're
it's
moving
cool.
on. The thing that with the headgear that I can't stand, and we've got to figure it out. Quit slamming your headgear. Obviously there's the
It's a
talk in the
tradition now,
college.
Brian.
Yes, but it's just ridiculous. Now you're not trying to show up the
I
other
think it's ridiculous
wrestlers.
too.
It just
But I
why
think
are
they
you
do
slamming
it.
your headgear? Maybe
They
we
do
need
it
to
to
leave
spite
a
like
rule that you got to have your headgear buckled until you're off the mat. Like whatever it is, just quit throwing headgear. Quit costing team points. Quit slamming the headgear. Um,
I mean, if you have
Brian. Are you
like a
talking about the winners?
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's like tradition. It's like the last rebellious act.
yeah. Well, I'm sitting at the head table, and when that headgear bounces up next to us, maybe I get
Yeah,
Yeah,
some.
Ruiz slammed that as hard as he could.
yeah.
Maybe I get
He's
some
trying to
workman's
get you.
He went
comp or
hard. That
something.
was cool. I liked it.
when
But
you're up
yeah,
59 points, I mean, they could get like 40, 49 headgear slams and still be fine.
yeah.
Dude, that could have been a lot of headgear slams. That could have been fun.
Slam it repeatedly. Just somebody on the side of the net, just getting 40
How many
slams.
we got left?
Rolling.
Yeah. How many nationally ranked guys are at 38? I feel like there's a handful.
38.
One.
I'll tell you right
Whose
now.
rankings?
We had Billy Buckite. He's SI. He's doing a great job. I mean, that guy's on it daily. So he's the new guy that's really doing it national. So based on his at 38s, you had one, two, three, four, five kids. One was an HM. So you got Mendoza, number one, Huerta at 11. Gutierrez from Fountain Valley was 13. Honorable mention went to Rivera from Clovis. And then 14 was Orbeta from Poway.
So the reason why I bring that up is because Mendoza torched the field. Obviously, had a close match with Orbeta, but he torched the field. Other than that, and if he didn't get caught on his back, I'm sure it would have been, the Mendoza show in the semifinals instead of the close 14-12 match.
Well, he
So
pinned him.
I just there you go. He pinned him.
Yeah.
So the most dominant way to finish the match.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to highlight how special that run was because it wasn't like he ran through like a mid bracket. Like these guys were freaking good, and he still made him look like he was on a different level.
Yeah,
3 pins and a tech fall.
I think outside 120s, you know, Mendoza's weight is
38s and
just
75s. It was 20s,
38s was
38s,
loaded,
75s, maybe
loaded.
50s. 50s I didn't think was going to be tough, and it turned out to be really tough.
Now, I mean,
44s too was deep.
44s was phenomenal, and Jesse was the class of the weight
Finally,
class.
finally got it done.
He did, no longer a bridesmaid. Now, I think the
Hmm.
storyline was
Oh
him and
man.
Toscano, and Toscano
Yeah.
being a three-time second placer, and Jesse being a second. That was the storyline. But Mr. Garvey had other intentions and said, "Hey, I'm going to take out Toscano in the quarters," and that's just not going to happen. Now Joey came all the way back and battled back and took third. Good for him. But I would have liked to seen Toscano Areola in the semis. But I don't
And
know.
Toscano Grajeda. I mean, honestly, that would have rivaled 120s. That storyline right there.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Yeah.
but Joey didn't make it, and
Now Kai spoiled the show. Good for him.
Jesse was so fast and so dominant, and
He looked great.
he did. He got a state
He
title.
he he beat he beat Areola so much worse than I thought he was going to beat him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
looked phenomenal. I was actually watching the finals match today.
his back
High school
trip.
wrestling is so good.
Yep, his back trip
Oh
was.
yeah, he
It
hit.
was his foot sweep was sweet. All good
Yeah, it
technique.
was
He
Yeah,
pretty clean.
he pulled the drag. He hits the sweep. He clears the arm across the chest. The video, I'm not, I think it was
great
on
sequence.
Flow. It was either Cow Wrestling or I think it was Flow. They had it on the backside and they showed the foot sweep and he clears his arm and takes him to his back. Just a slick
Like,
takedown for
I
Jesse
can't I
Grajeda.
can't wait till he's wrestling the Big Ten and hits that on a Michigan guy.
You know what? I'm a huge blue guy for sure, but we chat about it often. Some of those Ohio State guys, of course, we don't like Ohio State as Michigan people, but Jesse Mendez coming out a couple years to camp and he was just so gracious. And, look what he did in that video today and giving his boys the beats. And he's just such a solid guy. And Ryan's going to get another solid guy in Jesse Grajeda. Good for him to go to Ohio State. And the Buckeyes got a great program. Their wrestling team's solid, but hopefully he wins every match except for against
except.
Michigan.
He's a fan of the show too. So I said this in the preview, but once he's done after his senior year, we'd love to have him on and talk wrestling. So
So I mentioned that actually on the broadcast for NFHS, and you can get the replay obviously on Flow, but I said I started talking about how he's just such a personable guy, and hey, he's like, hey, how do I get on the podcast? And I told him I was like, well, maybe after you graduate or win a state title, and then he goes out and he wins the state title. So it's your show, but
oh, so he asked?
yeah, we were chatting about it at Masters, and
Nice.
I had a
Nice.
wonderful conversation with his father, Big Jesse, at Doc B, and we got a cool little connection with K&D because our owner Nick Kindred, he coached Jesse's dad at Turlock High School, So having that
Oh,
call small connection, and they're a fan, they watch every podcast, and Jesse was like,
no way.
how do we get Jesse on the podcast?
Well,
Well,
we gotta wait because like I think this is I felt awkward doing like the state preview, which I thought Brian and Oren, I thought you guys were gonna do it, and then we didn't do it. I'm like, dang it, okay, I guess I have to talk now. But
you did great
um,
solo.
I
Yeah.
don't want to have like Jesse on as like a junior, and then like Jaden or Gabe have to wrestle him next year, and then it's like, all right, I had him on the podcast, now I have to like we have to wrestle against you. It's like I don't know, I feel like it's a conflict of interest. So when
100%,
he's a
yeah.
senior, when he's done, I'd love to have him on.
Well, we can make that happen for sure.
Let's do it.
Where are we at?
Let's go
50s?
50s.
50s.
Just
50s.
just nuts. Romero
Dude,
guy, dude.
he doesn't score a lot, but he's in control of all of his matches. He's like jumped another level this year.
His semis against O'Queen, man, just I think it was 3-0 was the final, but he's just
4-0, yeah.
what was it
Right
for?
there.
Just stayed square the entire time, and he was you look at a 4-0, but a dominant 4-0, and Arias fought it off, but Romero was able to pull it out, and yeah, that's a deep weight too with
You got Raby too in
Elias.
this. Yeah,
Gravy.
Yeah,
Gravy.
and
Yeah.
he took
dude.
fifth or fourth.
Fourth.
He
Fourth.
got fourth. He lost to Joaquin, but
Tarosian took sixth. Wow.
Just yeah.
yeah.
Greco national champ. One placer,
Harper.
Teresian.
maybe.
Is it Teresian or Teresian?
Tarosian.
Did he look hurt? Was he hurt?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't talk to Jimmy on that, but I'm not sure.
They had some guys that I feel like that were a little bit banged up in this tournament. Like I know Henry had missed some time already, like during the season.
Yeah.
Their 57 pounder was a little bit banged up. And then I could have sworn I was looking at Therese, how do you say it one more time?
Tarosian.
Terosian. I want to say Terosian looked a little bit slow, a little bit banged up as well.
Romero
Besides,
had that match in the quarters against Valdivieso, and you look at his matches, and he's always in control, but it's super close. That
mhm.
was a close match, and then his semis was a close match, and his finals was a close match. But good for Bosco to keep it up and have back-to-back champions there with Grajeda, and then coming into Romero. That was super nice for them. Coach Ruben was
And
happy.
Romero was a Doc B champ.
Yeah. He beat
Yeah.
Bachman 1-0.
Hmm.
He's had a fantastic year. My boy Drake wrestled him last year at 44 at Reno. Had a very close match with him. And should have beat him. And then I kind of been watching him ever since. Wrestled him again at Super 32 and lost another close one, but everything I've seen from Romero this year has just been dominant. He's won everything I think that he's wrestled in.
Where's he going?
It's impressive.
I don't
Undeclared.
think he's
He's a
declared.
junior.
Yeah.
He's a junior? Oh, I didn't realize that.
One more year.
I
Wow.
didn't know he was a junior. You're gonna find
What
this
grade
soon.
is Arias in? Do
He's
we know?
Senior.
Senior.
I liked him. To me, he was like a guy who knew how to win. He was a little fighter. I like the way he kind of carried
Rick
And
himself.
he
has
had,
so much ability. He's explosive and strong.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's just, is he North Coast or North?
Who's that?
Raby,
Raby, Elias.
Northern.
He's
Northern,
northern for
Northern?
Anderson.
Anderson Union.
Yeah.
So you just kind of, and no shade to the section or his coaches, but you just kind of wonder like what's his training situation like? Does he have to go with
For
junior
sure.
college guys? Certainly, there's not a lot of D1 wrestlers milling around out there. Maybe Nashawn Garrett or something like that, but it's
That
hard to
wins
have a
there.
good training situation. But the guy has so much ability.
Well, the Northern is like also really kind of spread out. Like not all the schools are necessarily super close to each other.
No. A lot of space up there.
Yeah, it's
There's
huge.
so much space.
Yeah, Nashawn's coaching up at Windsor High School up in the
Yeah.
Santa Rosa area.
It's so cool to see him at the tournament.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's weird. Like you see people that like from like TV or like from like shows, and you want to be like, oh yeah, I know who you are, but you don't.
Well, the crazy thing is I was like, I watched you wrestle at 112 pounds against you, and like Victor from Poway was there, and
Lopez?
yeah, Victor Lopez was there. He's now all 6 foot, however much he weighs, 160, whatever. And Deshaun's still a little guy. Just funny they wrestle each other in the finals.
I want to say, is it Victor Lopez that's Carlos' doppelganger?
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
probably. Yeah.
they look similar for sure.
Yeah.
They have like a
Sounds like
similar
a
style
handsome
too when
guy.
they dress up.
Definitely a similar style. Both I could see wearing bucket hats.
Hey, he wears a Victor. I think wears like a little what do you call those? Like not a fedora,
The little like Mickey
like
Like
twin.
a
Kangol hat?
no. What's
LL Cool J?
damn,
The
dude, I
hat that
hate it
like Coach
when you're
Myers
trying to think of
wears,
words and they won't come to mind.
Probably. I think what Brian is saying, maybe.
like the little
Or
button hat that comes in the front.
yeah, that one ref always wears it.
I'm not sure what it's called, but I think John Myers wears them a lot too.
Oh, John does wear those. That
Yeah,
is funny.
Who's Victor Lopez? Is he a
He
coach?
wrestled at Bucknell.
Poway.
I think he might have been a
Yeah, he
national
wrestled
qualifier,
Poway
and
in
now he's at
Calexico,
Poway.
Yeah.
state finalist.
It's the
Ooh, I know
Peaky
what you're
Blinders
talking about.
hat.
Yeah, he's my doppelganger.
Hey,
Yeah, I think I
Like a
pointed that
bowler
out at
hat?
the tournament one year.
quick story about Nishan. He came and worked Fullerton Wrestling Camp a couple years ago, and the guy is a showman for sure. Like he wanted to take some photos of like for his social media stuff, and he had all us directors, camp directors, and like he had his own lighting kit kind of situation. Hey, can you do these lights off? And so he's just such a fun, loving guy, loves wrestling, and so active as such a mighty might. But so every year, you know, whether it's a Facebook memory and those pictures come up of us and Deshaun, we were his bodyguards in the photograph, and all of us were. Yeah, we're just in the picture, but
Wait,
Nishan's
so
just,
it had like a theme?
oh yeah, I'll send you guys some photos, but we're all just kind
All
of
right.
like they were his
Is there a
bodyguards
paywall
and
that we have to get through to
Yeah,
watch them or
was
what?
it a calendar or
well, I don't know what he was going to do with them, but we all have the photos and then, you know, he wins the national title and moves on to the senior circuit, but it was funny. Nishan's a good dude.
Calendar's a good idea, Oren.
Simple Man
Simple Man
calendar?
calendar?
I'm out.
Oren, what month
I
would you
call
be?
October.
I want to take December. It's my birthday, the
Yeah.
holidays. It's a cold month, but it's so important to wrestling, so
Yeah.
I can't
What
take
about you,
March.
Brian?
Brian's gonna take February. He's gonna be the Valentine's Day guy.
No.
He looks like he has a
No.
Cupid-esque build. Yeah,
Wait, what?
very
You're saying
Cherubian.
I have a Cuban-esque build?
Yeah,
Hey, this is a
Cupid.
family
A
friendly
Cuban
show,
who's
so
never seen the sun.
Did
maybe
you
we
say
go to
Cuban-esque?
57s.
Cupid or
Yeah,
Cuban?
Cupid. Cupid, like
Oh, I
the
thought you
little
said
guy who
Cuban.
shoots the love arrows.
I was like,
No.
oh,
All right. Yeah,
Cuban.
65 or 57s. Let's go.
Let's go.
57s. Keep it pushing.
Did you guys watch Creason's match when he gets hurt?
Yeah, and he comes, didn't he tech him?
Yeah, he goes for like
Like
this weird
one-handed
trip.
fireman's.
It was like I'm trying to think of the hold he had. It was like a front headlock, and then he went like an outside like leg hook, and lands like right on his shoulder. And like they wrestle through the position, he like jumps back and like can't lift his arm, and then somehow wrestles through the rest of the match and ends up getting a tech.
Insane.
Whoa.
I
Dude,
think
And
he's something else. Like I am
he's a
happy
freak,
for
dude.
Holman, like you guys said earlier, but man, we missed out. He's special. Like when he wrestled that Austin Paris from Layton, I'd been around him for a while because all my kids are friends with him, wrestle him. The kid's good on top. He's wiry. He's sneaky.
smoked him.
Yeah, I was like, let's see how this match goes
Dude,
against Creason. I was like, maybe he could be a little funky, but Creason could bring too much power. And dude, he
All
just
right.
laid the hammer down.
Carlo, go off because he's
he
your
was
boy.
doing things that he's my boy. Well, he's been my boy for a while. But I like Oren, I've also been watching Paris, and that kid's tough. That kid's Utah tough. Like he wrestles
Yeah.
in all three positions. Deep gas tank, gritty, tough. And I also was like, yeah, this is intriguing. And Creason was doing like JV moves on him, like magic tricks. Like he was like
Dude,
doing moves that didn't make sense.
he just gets into a position and explodes and does whatever he
Yeah.
wants.
He was like
He's
reversing him to his back. Yeah. Like he
is he
would grab
committed
his
to
shoelaces and then like
Oregon
reverse them.
State?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is he?
Oregon State.
yeah.
Nice. I like that. Wow,
He
they are
pinned he
super
pinned
lucky to have him.
Cantino with a 3/4 stack. Like just went like I think Iowa ride and like JV move just like went this and then like stuck with it for like a minute before finally like actually getting him with a pin.
Yeah. We were
Wow, he's
all the
got
coaches were
crazy
like
power.
chuckling about it on the side. Like the Clovis coaches and Buchanan coaches were all sitting there and me and Brian are watching it. I'm like, dude, he's gonna get him with his 3/4 nails. Brian calls it a 3/4 stack.
We just
What's
called
your
it a
term
JV
for it,
stack,
Brian?
just a stack,
Okay.
JV stack.
Anyways, we were laughing about it, and yeah, he was just hitting JV moves in the finals of Masters against Contino, which is mind blowing because Contino is very tough too.
Now, even though that Creason was out, that was just a fun way to watch. I mean, Wyatt Lewis come making the finals for sure, but like you had Arkelian in there, and then who was the kid from Del Oro? He was in the
Chase
seventh place
Young.
match.
Is that
Chase
Um,
Young.
French?
yeah, Jagger French. Did he place?
No,
I thought he
not
lost in
Chase
blood
French.
rounds.
Chase Young
Case
Chase
Young,
Young.
is the name.
Yeah, and just a fun match to watch.
who's a sophomore, I think.
Yeah,
They have some good young
Jeez.
guys up there.
Nice.
Molina and Anguino. I like that. 57s was a fun way to watch. We were all looking at Greason for sure, but we had mentioned it earlier. Bailey Holman had a great tournament.
Great tournament.
And then getting to the finals and absolutely
Oh,
coming
that
out on
last
top.
exchange at the end.
It was
Oh man,
great.
that was so exciting. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. And the way he jumped into, John's arms and uh, it's
It
just a
was
fun weight class for
it
sure.
was it was cool to see Myers celebrate like that.
Guys, I got one more weight before I got to bone out, but seriously, 65 Shabazian, holy garbage. We mentioned it on the broadcast. His match at Doc P, where he was in on every shot on Jaden James, and there, next thing you know, he's getting taken down himself. His penetration, his outside shot, his setups were so clean at Doc B, and he got smoked. Now, again,
Smoked.
number one kid in the country with James, but you could tell that he really kind of went to work on his finishes. And we saw the opposite situation with Caruso being able to get in a lot of shots on Shabazian, but Slava was able to defend those off, and he was able to finish his shots. So I think the progression from him in his finals match at Doc B to the finals match at State was such a vast increase. I mean, it was huge, and he showed it, and he just purely dominated Caruso. Now Caruso's he's young, and he's a showman himself, and he's going to be around for a while, maybe, and own that weight class. But I thought Slava had one of the best tournaments that I had seen. He was able to finish his shots, and good for him to get a state title
Yeah.
for LA City.
Did were you on the mat when Caruso wrestled? Okay.
Nope.
Did you find out what the argument was? Because it went right out of camera view, so I'm assuming obviously it was like, DC thought it was supposed to be a takedown and it wasn't.
Yep. His
But
feet were in bounds, and was it in bounds? Was it out of bounds? And DC came running over, of course, across the mat and
he got
yelling.
heated.
I,
He
I
was
don't even.
on the mat, but I think before the ref even blew the whistle.
And he wasn't even in the corner. I don't think so.
I think he might have been in the corner.
Maybe she get DC on the podcast, but or maybe go on his. But yeah, he was definitely concerned. And then at the end, Caruso's he's a showman. His little kick at the end, yeah, after they shook hands. But he had a great tournament. Came back, avenges his loss against Garcia, and gets there. And he was in on a ton of shots, but Slava was just so much better in the finals.
Oh yeah.
Brian, we're almost done.
I'm just gonna say
Can you
I'm a
wait
big
like
fan of
50
Caruso.
more minutes? Oh
I
yeah.
love you. No, I promised my little girl I'm gonna tuck her into bed. So I got one more in me. We can get to definitely 70s,
Oh, I
but
like 75.
nope. There's just the family first. You know what I mean, my friend?
Yeah, no, family
Yeah.
family comes
Hey,
first.
hey, quick shout out to Trayton Sheets who placed eighth at 65s.
Yeah, that
Was
was
Sean
He
in the
might have
corner
been
for
one of
most
the
of that?
Yeah, he might have been one of the statistical anomalies that AI Fontes has in his data for guys who are
AI
ranked outside the top
Fontes.
12 in
he was
place.
13th seed.
There you go, right outside the top 12. He was one of the 3%, 5%, whatever it is. I think 3.7% or something crazy like that. So,
And he had
shout out
beaten the
Trayton Sheets
guy.
for.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say shout out Trayton Sheets for defying the odds.
Yeah,
Listen,
he had beaten a guy that was on the podium last year that beat another one of our guys in the blood rounds last year.
Jackson Haven, yeah.
Yep.
So he
Yep.
got his get back, which was cool.
Cross something cross from
Ross
Calvary
Rodriguez
Chapel.
from Calvary Chapel.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
start remembering
super.
names.
Yeah. But at 75s, I thought that was a big one. Carini ends up taking out Fernandez in the finals, which I know is it Asai or Acai? Dude, Jimmy
Acai.
called him Acai.
Yep. Hey,
Um,
before we get going, best wishes. It looks like he's having some sort of surgery. I think that was yesterday.
Two
Um,
is.
Fernandez. So again, I don't know any of the details,
Oh,
but there was a picture of him kind of hanging out in the surgical room, getting ready to go in. I don't know if it was routine maintenance or whatever, but the Fernandez he had a great tournament. So I don't know if it's an injury or it was scheduled, but I did see a photo of him kind of in the hospital bed. So best wishes to Fernandez and his family out there for sure. He wrestled a great tournament.
Oh
He
man.
he just
prayers
ran
for
up
him.
against
Oh
the
man.
number one ranked kid in the country,
Yeah.
Carini.
yeah,
Dude,
and
and
What
not
I
to
about
mention he beat the second rate kid in the country in the semis. He takes out
yeah.
Mason
Mason.
Ontiveros. Yeah.
yeah,
Man.
what was Mason hurt or was he hurt after that match? Because his leg was wrapped later in the tournament, but I don't know if it was wrapped when he wrestled
Mm.
Fernandez.
I don't know. That was not on my mat. I had
Yeah.
Carini
Okay.
and Grace. But 75s is another fun weight class.
It was so fun.
You
And man,
know,
I was so
Ontiveros almost
surprised.
lost to Grace for third. He was down 5-0 and had to come back. And that's a shorter
Oh,
match. That's a 1-2-2. So
Grace is
props to
Uh,
tough.
Ontiveros for showing
Yeah.
guts.
I don't think
Yeah.
Mason's leg was wrapped at this match right now. It is
Okay,
not
so he
wrapped.
was healthy when he lost to
yeah.
Fernandez, and
I
then his
mean, I
leg was
think
wrapped for
Fernandez
third.
wrestled the match of his life. And I mean, to me, it was Carini Ontiveros. Next question. I knew Fernandez was kind of threatening there, and I kind of had the same thought of Grace, especially with how close Grace and Carini was last year.
Yeah.
But dude, just kind of watching out of the corner of my eye, Fernandez just kind of edging that match out. I mean, just Matt savviness, and then being able to win the match, get the takedown. I think it's absolutely crazy he beat Ontiveros. And then to me, Carini, I don't know. I've been following him since his freshman year, and he is just on such a rise. Every year he gets better and better, and he just keeps hitting next levels. I mean, number one in the country right now. I don't know how it gets much better, but really watching his matches closely with Grace and then with Fernandez, he just dominated those matches. He owned it.
I will never bet against Carini ever again. I
Dude,
think
it's
what was that 2 years ago that I said that he was possibly going to get upset in like the second round, and then he didn't. He made it through, and his dad was like, "Hey, I watched that," but he his closest match, I think it was like his second round of
yeah.
16. It was like
Now all of his matches he scored
4-1 or
8 points. And then the first round he scores five. Well, he pinned the kid, but then his second match he won 3-0.
3-0.
Oh,
Yeah,
default
yeah,
though,
yeah.
I guess in
I
55
will
seconds.
say one more thing about Kareem. I
Mm.
mean, if you look at their match with Doc B, he beats him 1-0. Right, and he kind of broadens the gap a lot, being able to get a couple more scores together. And normally, I feel like when matches kind of
Wait,
when
one
they
zero?
re-wrestle people, normally it gets closer and it
No,
kind
he
of
beat
moves
him
the
by
gaps
more than
away.
It
one.
was not
He
one
beat
zero
him.
at Doc
He
B.
beat
Are
him.
you sure?
No.
He owned
Yeah, he
that
got two
match.
takedowns.
Yeah, he owned
Yeah.
that match. Like he didn't dominate, but he owned that match for sure.
Here's the domination of Carini in this state tournament. He didn't give up an offensive point. Not one.
So that was gonna be my point about Kareem.
Oh,
Not
you're
No
one.
right.
one
The
controls the
entire tournament.
match.
Yeah,
He's like Kyle Dake. Like he wins with position
yeah,
and he wins in all three positions. He rides
yeah,
you, he takes you down and just dominates you with mat wrestling.
yeah.
The score doesn't reflect his domination. He's so dang good.
And
And
he's
then
not
sometimes he ends up with
flashy.
a cradle and no,
Yeah,
just stays in
He
position and hand fights and
yeah.
high
Virginia
finishing rate.
Tech is getting a hammer in Mario Carini.
And
Yeah,
imagine
My
how
only
much,
criticism is he needs to develop a motor and get a little bit more offensive. But
for
he's a
sure.
Kyle Dake-esque type
And
wrestler.
just imagine him in the room with Bassett and Melvin Miller and those guys, just elevating. I think it's gonna be. I think his trajectory is gonna be pretty. I think for Poway right now, I think it's gonna be Posada. I think he's gonna make an early run NCAA's freshman year All American, but I think Creaney might end up being their All Star.
Now, is Carini a junior or a senior? I
He's
thought
a
he was
junior,
junior. Yeah,
He's a
okay, I got
junior.
that right.
Yeah, he's got one more year.
third, first.
Two-time state champ, right?
Yeah,
Third,
third,
first. Okay, three,
first.
one, one. Yeah.
One more year. One
Yeah.
more year.
Gentlemen, you're all amazing. A.L. Fontes, thank you so much for all your stuff. Orange, so good to see you. Carlo, Brian, I'm gonna go tuck my little girl into bed, and I appreciate you boys so much. Thanks for always having us on, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
And
welcome,
Brian, I
Brian.
sent
People
you
are, a
some
bunch of
more.
people are gonna leave now that you're leaving, Brian. They're gonna
Yeah.
stop
Hey,
watching.
listen to your finals too. You did awesome, brother. As
Thanks, you as
always.
well.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you and
Good
Melinda
job,
hit it
Brian.
off, and it's crazy when you go viral, and it's, I think that YouTube video of the 120-pound match is like at 100,000 people watching.
Wow.
So it's cool to get the text message say, "Hey, is this you on the broadcast?" Yeah, that's me. But hey, we're just giving out a service for the family and the friends. So appreciate you boys. Have a phenomenal night and be.
Hey, Brian.
Have a good one.
Um, you guys want to move on to 90s?
Let's do it.
Yep.
I
All
thought,
right.
dude, there was a few guys in here that were absolute like dogs. Like I thought, Noah Daniels from Sheldon looked like freaking animal. Uh, and I thought our guy, had him beat a couple different positions, but he just really, I think, just looked so much better than I think he looked throughout the year.
Wow.
Navin or Sheldon? No,
Sheldon,
Daniels.
I
Sheldon
mean
High School,
Naven too,
Sac
but
Joaquin.
Sheldon
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked great when he was wrestling through the tournament. I was like, dang it, dude, this could be a tough match. And then Jackson was right there to beat him. Like, there's just all the sequences, all the scoring sequences for Noah Daniels actually came off of Jackson's offense. The slide by to Merkel, he countered. And then Jackson was in on a snap down. He bounced to angle and kind of came to an outside single to double. And then Sheldon just ended up stepping over. And then we kind of got into scramble and lost the scramble. But I was more impressed actually by Jackson in his match with Noah Daniels than the other way around. But other than Jackson's match, he was freaking crushing people. He ended up pinning his guy for fifth, but a underhook, knee tap, the guy kind of based out, and then he just ran a cobra and pinned him. Pinned the Esperanza guy. That Esperanza guy's freaking good. He's tough.
Yeah, and I think he took a weird loss against Highland actually at Battle for the Belt. It was like in the first like 20 seconds. There's a sequence where maybe I think he shot and the Highland kid like spammed a lat drop and ended up putting to his back and ended up pinning
Yeah,
him. But other than that, I
yeah.
mean, he's had a pretty good year and he looked like for sure a potential landmine. Was it in the round of 16 he beat our boy from Clovis? Yeah, he beat
Yeah.
Clark. And that
Lolo
was kind of a barn burner
or
too.
the Esperanza guy?
Lolo. Lolo. He beat Lolo in
Yeah,
round 16.
the Esperanza guy beat Lolo.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yes, so the Esperanza guy I think took a weird loss. Yeah, and he got put in a weird spot in the bracket because he was ranked in the top five, I think, for a good amount of the year.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he didn't get that same seating. And that was probably one of the reasons why the Clovis guy didn't place. I mean, it was gonna be hard for Lolo to place regardless, because he would have had to, wrestle Jackson or somebody kind of good to get on the podium. But I mean, it was just an awkward spot to meet up with somebody as good as those two.
Yeah. Lolo had Daniels on the bubble.
Oof, rough one. Rough one for both of them. I mean, that could have gone either way.
There's another guy, Don Dotson, dude, from Poway.
It was tough.
Obviously non-finalist, but dude, he was smoking fools on the backside. He takes out Noah Daniels 10-1, and then
Vanis,
Tex Connor Vanist for third.
yes. Vanis had a not super great tournament. Savvy Dan, as you call him, he almost, I don't know if he teched him or almost teched him in the semifinals.
Savvy Dan.
Was it Vanis?
Yeah, he made your
Yeah,
decision 16-3.
Yeah.
60. So yeah, he almost teched him in the semifinals. I mean, Savvy Dan looked great. How do you say his name? Is it Sabadian?
Probably
Um,
Savidin,
Savvy
Shavadin.
Dan.
yeah,
I like Savvy Dan
but
though.
he,
Like
Yeah, I like that too.
until I get corrected by
yeah,
somebody that knows his name, it's
That
Savvy
Dan
Dan.
is pretty savvy.
he looked great against Rocha. Rocha just kept going to the well in the cradle and eventually got it. But
Yeah.
he, for a kid who's a sophomore at 190s, he's going to be pretty dang good. I wonder if
Oh
Karini
wow.
and he meet up next year. That'd be
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
You think Creaney would go up?
It
I
depends.
don't know.
I
He's in
mean,
a big
his dad
frame.
looks like a bodybuilder, so I feel like he could get big. He could just kind of stay the same weight. Guess we'll see. I don't know
Yeah.
how much bigger he'll get. He's not super tall.
I think it's I've watched a few of Roach's matches in person. Like I remember watching the Super 32 qualifier and he wrestles Mason Ontiveros and like Ontiveros is like can kind of control in the match for the most part. And somehow Rocha just kind of puts it together in the end where he ends up pulling out a win. And it feels like he just does that. Like he's just gritty and he just finds ways to win matches, wins big matches.
Yeah. I mean, that was another match in the finals where I guess there used to be this stat in college where you had to get the first takedown. And me and statistics, Brian, they're liars. Statistics are liars. It's like, well, you give the first takedown doesn't mean you're going to lose a match. And that happened again with Savvy Dan and Rocha, where Rocha gave the first takedown and ends up pinning him.
Well, the old stat was like you win 80% of the matches if you get the first takedown. So it's not
And then as a
guaranteed.
coach,
Yeah, I mean,
you tell people
what is
like, hey, if you get the first takedown, you're probably gonna win the match. Keep wrestling.
Yeah,
But then if you give up the first takedown, like, hey, be the 20% that wins.
yeah, I like that.
or I mean, I just think it's a silly statistic to think that you're gonna have an 80% chance of winning just because you got the first takedown. A, it means you're probably the better wrestler. Uh,
Yeah,
and B, I mean, people get takedowns all the time now with the new scoring
for
rules,
sure.
and there's no guarantee. I mean, you look at freestyle, especially, there's no guarantee of a win just because you get the first takedown.
For
So
Shane
I don't
Van
know,
Ness, it's like
just throwing it out there.
he's got to give up a takedown to win a match, almost.
Yeah, there's the
You
perfect
watch him wrestle.
example right there. Yeah, sometimes he
But I
even
feel
goes
like
to
for
his
the most
back.
part, I think it's a good stat. Like I feel like most like if you're getting the first takedown, you're most likely winning the match. And it's not like it's a guarantee. Like you have to explain it to the kids. It's not like a guarantee, but odds are in your favor. You're scoring first. You have the ability to score first. You're probably winning the match.
But Rocha gave up a
Or
takedown from that same position.
or Oren.
Good.
And don't bring up a single situation in a state final to be like this isn't true anymore.
What do you call that when you do
No,
that?
no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say, or if you get the first takedown, it probably means you're usually the better wrestler. It just,
Well,
I mean,
I
if you're
mean,
getting the first
it doesn't
takedown,
matter what
I
it
would say four out of
means.
five times you're the
Yeah.
better wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, and regardless of what
Yeah,
it means, it's just momentum, better wrestler, whatever it is. You're getting the first
yeah,
takedown. 80% of those matches are probably won by that person, is I think where that statistic came from. Are they actually measuring it? Who knows? But I think
yeah.
I don't disagree with it. I don't think it's wrong at all. I
I
like
don't
it.
know. I think statistics in wrestling are a lot of it's silly. There was a year where like double legs were like the most dominant takedown, and it was like, well, who? Let's take a look at who was in the NCAA bracket. Oh, Jordan Burroughs. Yeah,
Not
he was
James
getting 30
Franklin.
double legs every single match. And then there was like ankle picks was like a dominant takedown one a couple of years, and it's like, oh, David Taylor tore through the bracket. So I don't know. One person can skew data so
For
largely.
sure.
Al is
I
like
think the
a
first takedown.
as a
What's
data
that?
guy, Al, like what are your thoughts on that?
Wrestling's so dynamic now. There's so many ways to scores with the 3-point takedown and a 4-point near fall. It radically changed the sport.
For sure.
So I don't know the stat.
Yeah,
It keeps changing.
For sure.
Wrestling's different than it was 40 years ago.
I agree. I agree. With 2 point takedown, I think 80% was very true. With 3 point takedown, it's you very often see someone get taken down, get right up, and then they dominate the rest of the match. It's very interesting.
One thing, kind of just looking at 215s, like a lot of these guys I've seen wrestle before, and it's kind of crazy how close all these guys are together. But
Mm.
Wes Burford and David Calkins, I think, are like they always seem to kind of land heads up in a lot of these different matches. But it's interesting, both these guys ends up meeting again, and it's a very competitive match, very similar to how it was at the Doc B finals.
Yeah,
Close. Yeah.
very close.
Somebody had
yeah.
asked, had sent us a message, and I
I
was like, "Do you think, David should have gotten another stall call at the end?" Which I mean, I don't know. It's kind of up to the ref's discretion on that, but um, I think in that situation, let the kids wrestle, and unless it's like very dramatic, somebody's stalling, just let it happen. And I
Exactly.
don't know
Buford
how
was
you
in
feel.
on that takedown at the end, and Culkins had like a back hook on his leg, and Buford was in an advantage position. He just couldn't
Yeah.
complete the sequence.
Yeah.
I was saying since Calkins lost in the blood round last year at 190s that he should have moved to 250. He should move to 215s, and I think I'm glad he did it. He looked great.
Yeah. Looked huge. He's
Yeah.
enormous.
I remember wrestling him. I went and visited Alex Encarnacion up there in Brentwood, and I went and visited him, and we were working out in David's backyard, and they had like a little sectional mat, and Alex was like hyping up. He's like, "Dude, he's the strongest eighth grader like I've ever met." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll see." And I ended up wrestling a little bit. I'm like, yeah, he's the strongest eighth grader I've ever met. Like he's legit, like super strong. And when he grabs you, but it is cool, like seeing him, especially knowing Alex and seeing Dave, as well as his father, Dave Calkins Sr. Just seeing those guys at tournaments and stuff for him to be able to end his high school career with a state title, and then now being able to go on and be a Hawkeye.
That's awesome. Great
He's
family.
back.
Hey, family first, man. And she was super tired, and she's like, "Daddy, you can go talk with the boys."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh," I gave her a
that
big
was a
old hug and
trap. You
kiss.
failed. You're supposed to stay.
Nope. I believe me, I gave her every out, and she's like, "No, Daddy, no, Daddy, you can go." And I was like, "You don't have to tell me three times."
So, Brian, when this is an interesting stat. When we look at all the medalists, we see the traditional Poway, Clovis, Clovis North. But I tracked what kids placed and when the last time their school had earned a medal. So one of the kids at 215s, Caden Cryer from Moreno Valley, this is their first medal since 2001. Overall, there's about 11 wrestlers. If you look at when the last time, anywhere from 10 to 50 years since the last time they had a medal, just shows you how hard it is to get a medal. So there's been a large gap in several schools.
Moreno Valley used to be in our league at Temecula, and they had a pretty strong team in the southern section for a while with Coach Garola. But Moreno Valley just, they've got a couple schools. They got Valley View, and most of those kids in Moreno Valley, if they want to wrestle, they're going to go to Canyon Springs.
Mhm.
And Canyon Springs has such a wonderful program. But yeah, Caden did a great job from the southern section, and Moreno Valley. Al, do you have on hand who their last place winner was? And you said it was an 04?
Is
Oh, one.
Oh, one.
I sent you, and you can share it with everyone. I got a medal summary chart that shows last time, and I'd have to look it up, but yeah, 2001 was the last time.
is Marina,
I
is
was
that the
looking at.
same? I was just gonna ask, is Marina and Marina Valley those same schools?
No, two different spellings. Marina, as in like the bay, the marina, and more arena. So you're looking at Morena. It's
So like I want some more arena, please, versus
yeah,
Marina. Like Maria.
Merino Valley.
Wait,
Yeah,
Marina.
Moreno.
Or,
Is
it's
it?
Marina.
Merino with an O.
Marino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not Marina.
correct. It's
Got it.
Merino. Two different spellings.
Got it.
Moreno,
They call it Moval.
Moreno Valley.
It's in the IE. It's kind of sandwiched between San Bernardino and Riverside.
You gotta do one of these when you say it. Marino.
No,
No.
Moval is
I was
definitely
Pura.
not Italian.
I was gonna say to Al's some of Al's data that I was looking at. Um, he was kind of saying how some schools it's been decades for some schools. I think if the trend holds, it's gonna continue like that and get worse. If you look at the medal distribution, everything gets sucked to the power teams, and the power teams only are becoming more like all-star teams. And so you're getting like I think Buchanan had like 12 medalists, maybe 11, and then Poway had like 10 or 11. I think it was 12 and 11.
Yeah,
That's the
nearly
norm now. The
60% of the medals, top 10 teams, nearly 60% of medals came from that's 1% of the state. Top five, around nearly 40%, around 38%. You're absolutely correct. I put everything on a data, looked at it on graphs statistically, and a lot of sections
It's trending
correlated
that way.
downward.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yes. Yes. Well, everything's getting sucked to the power teams.
Hmm.
And I don't know, recruiting may be involved, whatever. It's all-star teams. It is what it is. But
But is it really
it's
recruiting, or is it the programs being the recruiter? Like,
Like kids
well,
want
I'm
like
not.
the
Yeah, I don't want to even debate that.
right.
What I think is interesting is it makes it harder for these schools who are trying to find their first medal or who haven't medaled in decades. It's kind of like NCAAs with NIL. It's going to get harder and harder for the have-nots to find their way into recognition. Everything is just going to keep getting sucked. The top 60 to 70% is going to keep getting sucked to the top five schools in state. And then you put in the next tier of the 6 through 10, and it's kind of like the next 10% of medals are going to them, or 8% of medals are going to them. So I just thought it was interesting. When I look at, this is the school's first medal ever, or this is the school's first medal in the last 25, 30 years. I think that's going to be the trend for at least the foreseeable future until these power schools get broken up, which, who knows when that happens. The
Yeah.
Clovis system is probably going to be perpetual. Bosco, who knows? Poway is going to be perpetual. Esperanza, who knows? But it does make it hard to find parity with the lower tier schools.
Yeah.
I
Nothing
mean,
like the one divi
whenever I was just gonna say, like, whenever we talk about this, it always leads to the question of divisions.
I love the power state. It's great for the fan, but I think now that I've seen divisions, I think if California had two divisions, you'd have more schools going home with some hardware and more administrators. It would help probably grow the sport a little bit more.
Don't say that, Al. We're purists. One division.
I I'm torn. I can go either way. That's the
I
thing. As a fan, I
I
want to
I'm
see
a
the one.
purist at heart, but the data says two divisions. But I am a purist. I'm going to say keep the one division. I like it. It means something when you medal. But the data, like if you're a data guy, it says two divisions
Because
or
Idaho
more.
has 110 high schools and we have four divisions. So the same teams we see at districts, pretty much the same at state. The competition's the same thing. And so it's
There's 950 high schools, right, in California
um,
with
plus or
wrestling.
minus 20, 30. I don't know. It's hard
Yeah.
to, it keeps going up and down. So I'd say that's a safe number, about 950 plus or minus.
Yeah. I used
Schools
to
just
say
got to work
990.
harder.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And well, look
You're
at that
right.
weight class. Look at 215s. Again, local boy, Temecula kid, Jackson Smith out of Chaparral High School. They hadn't had a state place winner in a while, and they finally get their state place winners, and they're in that tough league with Temecula, and Temecula draws a lot of the town. If you want to wrestle in this town, you're pretty much going to go to Temecula. You want to go play football, you're going to go to Chaparral. You want to go and run track and cross country, you're going to come over to our school at Great Oak. So I think. I don't know. I like it. I'm a purist. Shout out to Jackson Smith, who wrestled great all year long. He took eighth and gets the medal for Southern Section and for Chaparral and Coach Max. But um, I don't know. I just don't ever want to see. It's something special to me that there's only one. There are only 28 state champions that come out of California, 14 boys and 14 girls, and I think it's super cool.
Just 1% go on to college, regardless of divisions, or only 1% goes on to college. I just think in California, coaches need to emphasize that if they qualify for state, for the most part, they should at least go to JUCO, NAIA. They're still
Yeah.
good enough to wrestle. There is kids that aren't even being looked at, would be looked at in other states because of the record. I guarantee it.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I started the podcast asking, is California their best export for sports? Is it now wrestling? This year in particular, it's better than football, probably better than basketball, I'm assuming. So, I
Hmm.
mean, to your point, AI, if you're a state qualifier, and you're in the best wrestling state, um, maybe second best wrestling state in the country, but you're in the best sport in California, yeah, you're probably at some level college ready, whether it's JC or Division 3 or whatever.
Yeah, and that'd be an interesting stat. Maybe Al can whip that up over in the next couple days. Is how many of these kids that actually wrestled in this tournament are actually going to some sort of after high school, whether it's JUCO, NAIA, D2, 3, 1, even on the freestyle circuit. You look at a guy like Pico, who never wrestled in college and just went to the senior circuit. That's wrestling at the next level, but that's a lot of kids getting education and getting experience on the mat.
I mean, it
Yeah,
would
about
be
1%.
cool if there were more opportunities in California. I mean, if
I
we
was
want to
right
talk
about to
about
say that.
heavyweights,
Yeah.
Yeah.
CBU
Perfect
acting
time.
like complete buffoons.
Mhm.
Their deputy AD in a conference right before their dual meet saying, "Hey, don't do this." Well, dude, that was like the biggest malarkey. And Harlan Kissel actually showed me a video, and it's funny. He's like, "Hey, don't show this to anybody," and he showed me the video, and then an hour later, it's all over social media. So like
It's all
somebody
over the
else leaked
world,
it.
Brian. It's
Yeah.
gone
It's
viral.
worldwide. It's
Yeah.
prestige worldwide, worldwide right now. But I think like how it's obviously super frustrating, and we could talk on and on about it. But if we're focusing on the positives, it was cool after Merrill was able to win his state title to be able to put up that shirt in the finals for everybody to see. Keep CBU wrestling.
It's bigger than wrestling. It's the whole business model of Division One.
And
We've been
guys,
talking.
of course, we're a wrestling show and we're wrestlers, but they didn't just cut wrestling. They
Mhm.
decided to cut golf and dive and swim to allocate that money towards a basketball program. And again, that's CBU's decision. But for them to have egg on their face when that video comes out, and then to ghost everybody for the 48 hours, and then put out a statement saying that that's not the best thing to do. We shouldn't have done this in front of the kids. Um, they're going to have a voice, and I don't know what's going to happen at
Well,
nationals. And hopefully they get 5 or 6 qualifiers, but there's going to be another national standpoint. I don't know if it's going to be a Stanford situation where they wear their black singlets. What are they going to do? Take the program away? They're
Exactly.
already doing that, and
Exactly.
they're not going to be able to control them when they get to nationals. So tough
I mean,
situation.
honestly, like if they do get in that situation where, hey, we're gonna wear our black singlets or turn them inside out, and they do get into a point where it's like, hey, you guys need to switch them, or we're gonna pull you out of the tournament. Freaking make them pull them out of the tournament. Like you
Yep.
Yeah.
really want to make national
Yeah.
headlines,
Yep.
do that.
Oh yeah.
Like
Hmm.
make them do that. If they are willing to
Become
do that,
ungovernable.
yeah, it's like you think you really think like the NCAA people are going to be like, yeah, we support this. We'll pull them out of the tournament. Like heck no. I mean, maybe they have to. I don't know if there's like a
No.
legality thing with that, but it's like, dude, you want to make national headlines or you want to make this go quiet? Like if you make a big statement and then the school is like, hey, we're going to pull you out of the tournament, out of the national tournament, that would be all over the news. That would cross wrestling into the mainstream news.
Oh yeah.
And I
So
think
do
Al's
it.
right. It is definitely worldwide. I mean, you're seeing this. They're taking wrestling away. Okay, great. That's your choice, your program. But the way they've handled it and not to, it's not about money. We don't care about money. We don't care that you have an endowment. We don't care that you've raised all this money to create at least 2 or 3 more years. They just don't care. And it's a bad look for the
Or
director and what CBU is doing to
They've
all those kids.
exposed their blueprint. They're exposing themselves. It's bigger than CBU.
Well, their
It's
their reasoning is not money. That's not what
mhm.
the reasoning that they gave to the wrestling community. The
We know
reasoning
it is,
was
though.
is that they needed to make progress towards Title IX, that they weren't Title IX compliant. But when I talked to Nolan Kistler, he was saying that like technically most schools are not Title IX compliant to 100%. They just have to show that they're making progress to Title IX compliancy. Which, if you're getting rid of a female sport as one of the teams that you're getting rid of, well, you're just going to further get yourself away from being Title IX compliant. Okay, so there's more things that are in there. Like Nolan was saying that like they kind of caught them not necessarily in a lie, but that they have essentially kind of led on the athletes by letting them carry on into the season so far. And then when they get to the point where they're getting close to the end, kind of dropping this knowledge. Was it maybe early January? It was when we were at Sonoro TOC that we first
Hmm.
heard about it. But again, basically misleading and kind of leading on the athletes to the point where, that in itself is kind of like malicious intent. And I think that is kind of the argument that they can make to a court of law and to actually hopefully overturn this decision.
How
So
about you
Brian, you
add,
say, oh, sorry, Brian.
how about you add a girl sport?
They
How about
could.
you add girls wrestling?
They could.
Yeah, they absolutely could.
I mean,
I
So,
we
have my
got we
own
got
thoughts on
great we
this.
got great wrestling down in Southern California for women. I mean, if you think about like the top teams right now for ladies, you got Marina, not Moreno Valley, but Marina. You got Northview, you got Orange Vista, you got Corona, you got Santa Ana. I mean, these are all
Paloma,
top 10 programs for ladies right now that are growing.
Yep.
And if you look at like you kind of compare the boys structure, like it's still pretty wide open. If you can put a competitive girls team together and get two or three placers, you're going to be in the top 10. I mean, look at Clovis East. I think they had, was it
Three.
two or three high placers? They got like a second, no, a first.
They had three wrestlers in the whole
They had three
tournament.
wrestlers, but all three of them were high placers though.
Yeah,
And
So
they were
what?
what? They were second,
and they won the whole thing.
and they won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was this a Title IX? You say Title IX, was it, there's three prongs. Was it the proportionality is the issue? Or what part of, because there's an interest, that's another prong. If it's a popular sport, you need to provide opportunity. So what part of Title IX were they not compliant? Was it in proportionality?
Those
Probably.
are some big words, Al.
No, I mean, if 60% of the student body is female, then you're supposed to provide roughly 60% of the opportunity. I think that's how
Yeah.
it worked.
I don't know the specifics. All Nolan told me was that all schools have to make progress to being Title IX compliant, which
So I wanted to interject earlier and I didn't. I wanted to hear what I was going to say, but he basically said what I was thinking. This is why I freaking hate policy based on statistics. This is freaking stupid. Girls don't participate in sports at the same rate boys do. And to institute something as asinine as proportionality just undermines the spirit of sport. You do it because you love it. You do it because you have a will to do it. Girls simply don't have a will to do sports at the same level as boys. And when you mandate that there has to be something based on proportionality, things fall apart freaking quick. This is, I don't know. It pisses me off. I'm not gonna get too fired up, but I'm not happy about. And I don't know. I'm not gonna go on a random statistics. I'm not going to, but that's my 2 cents.
And I think their proportionality is fine. Obviously, we don't know the numbers, but they have an amazing dance and cheer team that are like national champions. So,
Chance Rich's fiance, Bree,
yeah.
she's on the stunt team, and
Yep.
dude, the stuff that she does with the flips in the air stuff, like no one on this podcast right now could even dream of doing some of that stuff.
They're the only two sports that have sold out um their gym inside CBU. Wrestling sold it out when Iowa came, and the dance team did it when they were big, huge. They had their huge conference thing or whatever it was, but basketball's never sold it out. And again, we don't want to get into a tug of war with other sports. It's just the fact that their excuse was hidden for a while, and then they came out with a softer excuse, and then they say it's not about the money. But in reality, it's always about the money. Then why are you taking these, if you're not compliant, add a sport? If money's not an issue, why aren't you adding a sport as opposed to taking away these golf and taking away swim and dive?
I mean, what happened with Stanford? Like there was honestly, there was
It's always
some
about the
fishy
money.
stuff going on with admissions behind closed doors, where it's like if you're taking money so that you can accept people in for whatever reason because they're a part of sailing or a part of rowing or whatever, I'm only suggesting that there's probably something else going on behind the scenes that they're not willing to talk about because the money thing doesn't make sense. They just got a $40 million endowment. The wrestling team's willing to fundraise. So money is obviously not an issue. You say Title IX, which technically that's not even the rule, okay? Because they are showing progress to being Title IX compliant. So if it's something that you're not mentioning, you're probably not willing to say it because it's probably something wrong.
I think you're not difficult to surmise it will be exposed. There is a large, I mean, I can't even open up my iPhone without seeing something about CBU daily, round the clock. I mean, there's effort nonstop to push and bring to light what's happening here. So it's, I think we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Well,
And
we
what
we've been going for almost 2 hours. I do want to talk a little bit about the ladies, and then if there's anything else that you guys want to add, we can do that.
Yeah.
before we
Leilani
do that, do we
Remus,
want to talk about Merrill and how dominant he was?
Oh, he was like a
Like,
polar
he's a
bear,
footnote.
just
Yeah, here,
He's
yeah, he's
I
a
mean,
footnote.
let me ask. So
Let's
Nate
even,
Espiricueta is big on chasing clout, but he had a question where maybe Al and then we can kind of maybe go round table. Is he the best California heavyweight of all time?
he's definitely
oh
in the top
man.
tier. Let me go back in time.
I mean,
Talk about the Neville's
Jeez.
brothers,
We'll
you
have to see because it was Nick.
four
Uh,
timer.
Nick and
no,
Seth.
Nick was he was only a three
yeah, but
timer, but he was
uh,
the best in
are we talking
college.
accolades or eye tests? Are we talking accolades or eye
Well,
tests?
I test as Meryl all day. I don't think anyone's looked like the Incredible Hulk.
Okay, okay. Well, I don't mean like how he feels at a single, but how he wrestles. I think
Yeah,
he's a better wrestler than Neville's too.
I agree.
We could
I
go
just
fear factor. Like who would you rather wrestle? Kobe
The
Merrill, or would
Neville's
you
all
rather
day.
wrestle
I'd rather
Neville's?
wrestle Neville's. Oh yeah.
Here's one statistic, and then I'm gonna have to sign off because it's getting late and my boy needs to go to bed. Flow
He'll come back
Wrestling,
like I did.
yeah,
He ain't
Flow
coming back. He'll
Wrestling put
come
out a
back, Wink.
video of every single one of Merrill's matches in the state tournament. How long was the video, guys?
Dude, I'm
30
5
looking at
minutes.
seconds.
his times right now.
Well,
This guy didn't wrestle.
With
mm,
with walking out
What is it?
and strapping up the anklet and shaking hands, his entire state tournament could all fit into a 9 minute video.
Yeah, his
So
semi
was
was
Drayshawn Ross.
his longest match. 3 minutes by far his longest match. It was a tech fall.
well,
Everything else like 30
Larios,
some seconds.
Larios is he's a bowling ball from the kid from Imperial.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kobe is pretty dominant. I think it's going to be the Kobe Merrill and Deshaun Ross show for a long time over the next 5, 6 years. They battled it out at the U.S. Open on that side. You saw what Kobe was doing all year long in open tournaments. Um, kids,
I wish we could have seen him wrestle your boy Sahakian last year.
yeah, and I think Nico, he gets hurt wrestling him with his knee. I think that was at Five Counties, and then Nico just didn't come back. But they're gonna have plenty of wrestling in college. I think Nico might be the guy at Michigan next year after Gahali leaves this year. But I don't know. Someone's got to go somewhere because Kobe's going to Iowa State,
Hmm.
and
Iowa State.
you got Peanut there. He was the guy. He beat Peanut
Yeah,
twice this
Herrera's
year.
had a good season too.
Yeah, and he beat him in open tournament. So who knows? But yeah, I think Kobe might be the best California high school heavyweight, at least in a long time.
Yeah, he is.
And yeah, he definitely passes the eye test.
All right, y'all.
See you, Carlo.
See you,
Y'all have a good
Carla.
night.
Okay, have a good
Uh,
one.
Leilani Lemus, four-timer.
Crazy.
Is this what's interesting is like
You mean
she's the only girl
Olivas?
that I know of that's on Clovis's team.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she did have two decisions. Oh no, wait. No, she didn't. I went the wrong way.
Well,
Fall, 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 fall. Yeah, she pinned everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
I
extremely
mean
dominant.
she's
And
legit.
I remember her from last year. It just never seemed like she had a tough match. Even this year, I'm like, what? It just, yeah, you almost don't notice her because it's so effortless.
is she at 190s
170.
170.
to 170s?
Dude,
Um,
and the 100-pound match, Marin from Buchanan. Of course, a Buchanan girl has to establish herself, but unseated,
Unseated.
just
Which
ran through the thing. She dominated major in the semis, major in the finals.
let
I
me let
all
me
of
ask you this though, like was she somebody that was probably should be unseated,
I don't
or is
think
just the
so.
seating
I think
because
she
we
should
don't
have
have
been
a
because
show for the
she
girls.
was 2-1 with the girl she'd wrestled in the finals, or 1-2. So she had beaten her once before.
So she could be a top three girl. But here's the
She,
thing with girls wrestling
she
right now. Like we had a girl on her team that upset um, the three seed at 145s, and then ends up losing to Deuce from Fremont, who she had beaten twice before. And then Deuce makes a run to the finals, and Deuce was also unseeded. So
Mhm.
like, what's really cool about girls wrestling right now in California is obviously it's growing, and it's not getting to the. It was at the point for a long time where there'd be like one really tough girl, and she just blows through the bracket, like kind of like Leilani Lemus
Yeah.
at 170s. But now it's like we have a few different girls at each weight, but still, like anybody can just show up, and if they know how to wrestle and they're feeling good, like they can make a deep run.
Yeah.
Which I again, it's got to be super hard to seed and hard to rank, but also at the same time, like we don't have like a Michael Cho for girls right now. Like we don't have. I was talking to Pablo. I'm like, Man, we need to get somebody that's willing to step up and start writing for the girls. And I think Pablo is like, yeah, you're right. And then now
He
I
wants
see him
to.
starting to write for the
He
girls a little
wants to.
bit.
Yeah, he told me that.
But like it's like something that's like we got to burn the candle at both ends. We got to keep developing girls wrestling, but then also we need to cover girls wrestling more.
Yep.
I could
But
do
I think
both in Idaho, and I'm telling you, I'm tired because it's a lot. There's only
Well,
so
think about it. We
many
just
people.
talked almost for 2 hours about the boys, and we were able to get like there's some cool stories for the girls. But I mean, if we're being completely honest, it's like we just don't follow the girls as much, you know? Um, and I mean, I don't know. I think like people understand why. It's like they got to keep developing and keep growing as a group and as wrestling, and we have to do our part and cover it and talk about it.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
isn't this the first time Buchanan won both the boys and girls
First time
First
first
time
ever.
time
ever
ever.
any team has done that in
Yeah.
California.
Wow, that's incredible.
Incredible.
And
And
what's
Pa-
cool too is like I watch some of them, and I think a lot of times they kind of share like helping each other and coaching each other and things like that, which is cool. But it goes back to like Clovis East. You said had they had three girls that made it to the state tournament and they won it.
won the
Well,
tournament.
now is it like okay, you're looking at Buchanan and you're like, well, it's just the best place for wrestling, period, in that area.
Well, Poway, I mean, they established their girls program too. It was Poway Buchanan, or Buchanan Poway Buchanan Poway. So I mean, these bigger teams who have the resources, they're like, yeah, let's create a women's team, and then people want to go there. People always talk about recruiting, and I remember, I mean, I grew up right next to Poway, and it's like they didn't recruit those guys. Those guys wanted to go there. I had a really good friend who I wrestled with in middle school. He went to Orange Glen High School, and then senior year he transfers to Poway. I don't
The
think Coach
programs
Brandstetter
recruit
was in his ear at the
themselves.
time saying, "Hey, you got to come over here." He was waiting for his chance. Oh, I can start. I'm going to go to Poway.
I mean,
I,
that's such like the biggest cop out is like, oh, well, coaches are recruiting. And it's like you really think all these coaches are like calling people and
no
texting
way.
people saying, come
No.
to my school. I
Especially,
mean,
yeah, they're
what happens from what I see is more like, and this, I mean, I'm not going to air anybody out, but we had some tough kids when they were before they were freshmen, got some calls from some people. But like it was more like, we got like Jaden Ramirez and Gabe Estrada when they're in eighth grade, they're watching the state meet and like some parents are coming up like, hey, you should come up and train with us and you
it's
should do that and you
parents.
should do this. And we got good relationships with them. So they're like, parents are telling us, like, hey, so and so is trying to blah blah blah. But I mean, I don't like just be yourself. If you're just really focusing on developing, and I think like if you do a little bit of like what OSU is doing right now, where it's like, hey, look at what we're doing and like come check us out, people are gonna want to go there for all of those reasons.
Yeah, to me, it's hard to compare high school and college because like
But you
college
know what I
got.
mean? Like if you have a big platform, like Poway
But
does a
yeah,
really
but
good
they
job on
only have
social
it like
media.
Oklahoma State has that platform because they recruited everybody. Like they've recruited the coolest guys around the country. It's like
The
when you get to
coolest.
like high school, like the coolest, the best, like
Yeah, but they
people
are
that
cool
people
though.
want to
Like
follow. High
if
school
you
teams
watch
have a
their
bit of a
vlog, they are
harder
cool.
time doing that. Like you can't name everyone on Buchanan's team or everyone on Poway's team. It's kind of like they have their certain strong individuals, and then like the rest of the cast kind of makes up like this team that comes through.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying.
So,
So I don't know.
So
Yeah.
sorry,
Al,
Brian, Jason Mara, they moved to Idaho right during COVID, and he won 4 state titles. Came from Bakersfield. Would he have wrestled for Frontier if he would have remained in California?
Yeah, he's actually on our little wall of fame in our club room. Like
He
it
was a
was it was an interesting
stud.
group. It was like Mara, it was Miguel
Wow.
Estrada, Jackson Tablet. There's a few other guys that are in there, but at one point it's like we had like those little guys, and this was before I got there, but it was like those little guys when they were little, and then you had like Trent Tracy and Max Aguirre and Cole Reyes and Ryan Morphus, and then there's like a whole crew of guys that were all in the room together at the same time.
Yeah, I remember I was just there in Idaho and I had a few people like, "Do you know who this Mara kid came from California? He's a freshman." I said he's going to win it. And they're like, "What?" Yeah, he's going to win it. Because I remember tracking the kids, right, in California. And yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to go to Frontier. Yeah, so that's cool.
Well, before we log off, maybe we'll just kind of go round table. Maybe best thing, worst thing, most fun thing that you enjoyed from the state tournament? Any big upsets or awesome matches that we forgot? And then we'll kind of close out. Brian, do you want to start? Just maybe favorite part of the tournament or anything that maybe popped up that maybe we missed?
Um, I think the favorite part about the tournament is it was the best pure wrestling, both with girls and boys, easily in the last 10 years that I've seen. The finals were energetic. The girls were great. The boys were great. I think that was the best part. And we saw that. I think over the last 5 years post COVID, we saw the stands a little bit empty every now and then, and we didn't have a big showing. This year, it was stacked. Like, or you can look at Oren's background. You know that's the old school dog bone. That's that championship round, and you see some empty seats back then, but the seats were packed in the finals and all the way throughout the entire tournament. So I think that was the best thing. Some of the worst things that I saw, we got to get back to sportsmanship. There were a few wrestlers that chose not to do the right thing. Getting kicked out of tournaments or throwing headgear or questioning refs' calls. I think we can get back to a better sportsmanship thing along the way. The funnest thing is again, I'm biased, but Oren, man, you coming in from Vegas and hanging out with the broadcast and to be able to be in the best seat in the house and broadcast the finals on NFHS and the rebroadcast on Flow. That's the coolest thing to me. That's the best thing. To for us to take a picture and to have the girls calling things and having broadcasters for the first time ever. We had six broadcasters on all the quarterfinals, three of the girls and three of the boys. And to be able to push that off to the friends, families, and even wrestlers who get to go back and now look at their videos, to have somebody commentating, that's the funnest part about it for me. I get to go up there and have the best seat in the house.
Oren.
Yeah. I feel like state and like NCAA's are like my Christmas every year. Like both in the same, and especially the California State Tournament. I mean, you just see that and you're just like, oh, that's basically NCAA's in California. So it's like something I look forward to. And I mean, I coach my own team now. I'm in Nevada, not even in the same state, but for me, it's the the specialty of like the California State Tournament. It's already special. Now it's like all these kids that we've been competing against all year. I get to see how they do. We just finished our state tournament. Um, and nostalgia is the word. I was talking to John Sachs. I was like, right before the finals, I was like, man, I lived on your photos, especially from like '04. That was like the first photos I saw. Joe Cisneros winning a state title, and then I wrestled him, and you took pictures of us wrestling, and kind of those conversations. Like John Sachs, people have been at this tournament for years. Like Al Fontes, like you guys are like staples in California wrestling. You guys were there before we were there, as we came through, and now we get to enjoy it with you. Um, Things like that. I mean, obviously, getting to sit front and center, commentate, it's my favorite thing to do. I love to talk about wrestling. I want to do it all the time, and so I love that we get to do this and we get to do that. Um, and then I never got to touch on Sammy and Rockland, and to me, it was something I'd been talking about all year. And I was Team Sammy, and I was kicking myself all year because I was like, how do you vote against Rock? How do you choose against Rock? He's kind of like a Kyle Dake. You can't really choose against him, but I had to, and then rewatching the match today, the commentary was awesome, and then just Sammy at like a minute 30 in the second period had such a good like contested shot, and he could have finished if he had like he was almost in, and I felt like that combined with that last takedown, he could have put together like a winning match, and just like to see like it was there, you have the tools there to put it together. I thought was really cool, because I think he's going to be something so special. He already is, and I think Rock is going to be something special. But I think he's like a Pico. I think he's like a what's his name? Pico's younger, who ended up quitting to play golf. Cato Levis. I think he's one of those. I think he's a superstar, a phenom. Obviously, a two-time world champ, but I think he's going to end up going to Penn State, four-time All-American, do things like that. But to me, a match like that was like so special. You don't see that all the time. And so to see something like that, it was like Palomino Vasquez. I tell everyone that story. It's things like that, monumental California wrestling history. So I think that was just one of those. And to me, it was like that's kind of like the bow on top of like the state tournament's always special, but this year was just a little bit more special.
All right, Al.
Yeah, I've been involved with California wrestling. My first state tournament was back in the early 1980s and been involved ever since. Um, it is an elite tournament. I mean, all through the years, we always, how many other states can say only it's the prestigious California State Championship, only the elite, the aces place. Not many states have that. And I'd have to say that it's always been a tough state tournament as far back as I can remember. Great wrestlers that come out of state. But today, the amount of kids that are wrestling at the national level is off the charts. I mean, it wasn't that way 25 years ago. We had studs, but just the number of studs at that level is incredible. I just think it's great that you have this forum here, the Simple Man podcasting, the opportunity to write. Although I'm living in Idaho, I just love wrestling. I love to work with Pablo, getting stuff out there. This is just good times, man. I really appreciate it. It's great to be involved.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure like being able to get the chance to talk wrestling with you guys. I feel like it helps me just, be a better person and gives me an opportunity to maybe just to talk and kind of share my thoughts. I heard this thing, it was I the couple podcasts I listen to Bussin' with the Boys and Spittin' Chicklets. Like I'm not like a hockey fan, but like I like
Spitting
Whitney.
Chicklets is my favorite.
I like Biz. But it was funny listening to Whitney talk about like how the name came about, and it was like spitting chicklets, and he's like, that sounds so stupid, And it's like it's all right, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how the podcast I feel like kind of started. It was like Simple Man. I'm like, that's kind of like the best option, out of all the ones that I was looking at for names. But I think it's cool seeing it kind of become like something where it's like, oh, that's what this means. And if you think about what this means, it's you guys that are a big part of it, and then it's the people that follow it and like it. That's what makes it something. So to hats off to you guys and hats off to the people that have been listening to the show and let's keep it going. Let's keep having fun. Let's keep making it better. So if you're listening right now and if you feel like, dang, that is cool, I think I can help in some way, whether it's editing or content stuff, like reach out. Otherwise keep following along on YouTube and Spotify and check us out on all of our social media platforms. And if we're doing anything that you feel like, again, that, maybe we could do a little bit better, leave a comment, let us know. But thank you guys for being a part of the show and let's keep it rolling.
Thanks
Girl,
for having us.
All
keep
right,
CBU
man.
wrestling, baby.
Keep CBU wrestling.
That's right.